Chace Crawford. Welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you for having me, Alex. Yeah.
I am so excited to meet you. Okay, you have to tell a little bit of the backstory, though, because you were just telling me downstairs that you kind of were a fan, and like I need to hype myself up.
I was. Listen, I'm a little bit nervous right now because I'm so excited, Alex. No, I was telling you, I'm like, maybe I save it for the podcast, but I'm an OG Daddy fan.
Let's fucking go.
I'd be like, walking my dog. I always listen to podcasts. I was like, who are these? You guys are giving insane advice. And it was amazing because you weren't giving like just this cliche rote advice to women.
Right.
You're like, fuck it. This is how we're seeing. This is what the guys we're seeing in New York,
yes.
like, or whatever,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
and I lived in New York, obviously. So, but you guys are like, this is how we're seeing it. This is the real stuff we're going to give out. This is how you play it. This is our advice. This is what works for us. And I thought it was the best thing. I laughed. I thought it was amazing. I would listen to like full podcast.
God. Oh, so you've really
I was entertained by the whole thing. Yeah, I'm OG. I love your new stuff. I love all the stuff.
Oh, you were all the way back in like the blowjob tips. Like you were
Yeah, exactly. All this stuff. I couldn't turn it off. I'm like, this is amazing. This is great.
You're giving everyone the information that the world needs. It's the hard-hitting facts. I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah,
also picturing you like walking your dog, being like, that was like the funniest shit in the OG days when it was so graphic that people would be like, my AirPods got disconnected. I'm at work. And it's like, you have to suck the living shit out of it. And she's like, fucking shit.
Just connects to Bluetooth.
Literally.
I'd be like walking my dog, just very like thinking, very like, wow, like, oh my god,
what a great point.
This is awesome.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Shopify. Now is your time to build on a hobby or establish a global empire. Daddy Gang, if there is one thing I know about being an entrepreneur, it's that the path is very unpredictable. Luckily, Shopify will have your back at any stage, no matter what happens. Shopify is a commerce platform that allows you to start, grow, and manage a business. Whether you have a side hustle that you're passionate about or you're running a multi-million-dollar empire, I see you, and you can do it all on Shopify. I know when I started my own business, I had no idea how much we were going to grow. And I've learned that it is super important to find partners that you can rely on at any size. The platform also makes widespread reach possible by allowing users to tag and sell products globally across all major social media platforms. Shopify works to fit your needs, and it's catered to you. There are tons of fun themes to choose from, and it's easy to use drag and drop edit. Shopify is behind so many brands that we all know and love. Millions of people in over 170 countries are using the platform, and you can too. Daddy Gang, it's time to build your brand. Head to shopify.com/daddy to see how easy it is to start your business today. I'm really interested because every time I meet people, I have no idea what to expect. Like with you, I was interested to know, like, is he going to be extroverted? Is he going to be introverted? Like, would you say in your life you're an extroverted person?
I'm weird. I am. I'm both.
Okay.
I know that's like a lame answer, but
no,
like
it's a normal
I'm
answer.
very much like I compartmentalize things. I can really like go out and like let loose, and I'm very social, and I can be loud and have fun.
Yeah.
But I like my alone time, I like my own bed, and like I'm sort of a closet reader and a nerd, and like my dog, I like my alone time. So yeah.
What kind of dog do you have?
He's like a little rescue. He's like a little. They lied to us at the rescue place. It was like I share him with an ex-girlfriend actually. So
You're one of those.
I'm one of those.
Oh my God, Chace, I'm judging you so hard.
I know.
Oh my God.
Know.
Oh my God.
It's all about him though. It's all about the dog.
No, that's fucking bullshit. Wait, that's like a full problem when you meet someone new and you have to be like, this is like our child.
I know. It's not even, I mean, she's got a fiance. It's not even like, I know. I don't think it's a weird thing at all. People think it's the funniest thing. I'm like, it actually is the only way to have a dog. In fact,
No.
I mean, a cast member recently, she wanted a dog. I'm like, you want to get a dog together? I know how this goes.
That is actually mentally insane.
It's insane.
So you have to see her constantly.
Not as often as you think. She does have a key to my house. And so a lot of times, I know it's getting more. Listen, it's not that big of a deal. A lot of times I'll just, like, I flew out last week to go work in Toronto. I'm like, hey, Shiner. His name's Shiner. After a
Shiner.
Texas beer. Very stupid. I'm like, Shiner's in the house. Just go in there and take him. And she just goes and picks him up. I'm not even there. But sometimes, yeah, we're still like friends and cordial.
Yeah.
It's great.
So imagine you're like in there on a date with the dog and she comes to pick it up and has the key. Like you have to describe that to new women. Like, listen, it's nothing other than just for the dog's happiness. Like we share her.
Right. I guess I never let that happen, I guess. I
Yeah,
drop him
yeah.
off sometimes. She lives close by me and
Good to know.
and whatnot.
What
So-
if a girl said like, I can't do this unless you guys give up the dog?
Oh, this girl's gone. I mean, this dog takes precedent. I think I might love that dog more than my future child.
Chace. Oh my God.
I mean, I'm not even kidding. I will die for that dog.
I'm a dog mom
That's
too,
how
so
that
I get it.
happens. They get you like that. They really get
I get
you.
it. I get
So-
it. How would your friends describe you to like someone that they wanted to set you up with? Like, how are your friends describing you?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a very good question. Outgoing, funny, hopefully. You know, I like to think I can cook a little bit.
Oh.
But if they were being honest, I don't know. Maybe, you know, he's a bad texter. Maybe I'm not that. I'm being honest. I'm not that great. You know.
I think that's a good
Sometimes.
sign, though. I think if
Right.
you treat a woman really well in person, and then sometimes you're not a bad texter, but you're open about it,
Right.
like that's okay. Like Matt, my partner, is like my husband, is like
Yes. Yeah.
not. He is not a good texter at all. In the beginning days, I was like, does he fucking hate me?
Yeah. Totally.
But
totally.
now I know I like appreciate it that he's not on his phone 24/7, being one of those freaks. Like, are you
Yeah.
on your phone though 24/7?
That's
You're just
the
not
thing,
texting
I'm not.
back.
I'm not. No. I
Okay.
like to leave it. It's always on vibrate. I still like to be always attached to it.
Okay.
And so
That's good.
But then I'll overthink. I have like a little anxiety. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So sometimes I I literally forget to like form a response. You know, I'm like, I got to get back to that. So I'll forget about it, and it's terrible. And that's kind of how I am. I'm a little scattered with the texting.
But do you think that's your biggest red flag? Like you're just a bad texter. What else? What's
another red
Oh.
flag? I'd like to think I got green flags. No, let me think. You know, my exes, maybe in my 20s, might say I'm bad at communicating, so that kind of ties in. But
Okay.
I've learned.
You've
I'm
gotten better.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
gotten
like
better.
late 30s now. I've
Okay.
gotten better,
Okay.
so I'm more vulnerable. I'm good.
Yeah. We love a vulnerable man that can
Right,
like
right.
tap into his emotions and his feelings.
Totally.
What are you doing on a Saturday night with your friends?
Oh, that's a good question. Usually, what did I do last weekend? Like my buddy, like this next Saturday, he does like 60. He does these big like lunches at Jelena in
Oh, yeah,
Venice.
yeah, yeah.
We all
Fun.
bring a bottle of wine,
Oh.
but it's like 6 hours. So and he prefaced it with that, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it 6 hours.
Jesus Christ.
And it went by like that. So we do these little like lunches with random different people. He's kind of in the food industry as
Yeah,
a
yeah,
chef,
yeah.
so we kind of like have these interesting.
Are you
people,
getting
so-
like annoyed when you're out? Like, are you getting noticed all the time everywhere you go?
No, it depends. I'm not
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm not like DiCaprio level where it's like this. I kind of have a nice pocket where it's fun to get recognized for the Gossip Girl thing still.
Yeah, for sure.
Which has like still been this like 3 different waves of Netflix. I don't know how it keeps coming around, but it's the same age, you know. Female is always like so excited. So I do get it sometimes in more touristy spots like
Right.
Venice or in New York or somewhere kind of where
That's
there's more
fun.
people from all over the place. Yeah,
But it's
good.
fun that you have like a good attitude about it, because I can imagine like I've talked to people before on my show about like people that have done so much in their career, but there's this one thing that people are like, we just can't get past it. Like for you, it's Gossip Girl. For
Really?
like other,
Yeah.
oh my God, for other people, it's like The OC. Like I know you've talking like Rachel Bilson. Like
Totally, yeah.
It's like she's done so much in her career, but there's the one thing that people are like, can we just talk about this for 19 hours? And it's like you can
Exactly,
either
yeah.
just be positive about it or like fucking hate it. But like it's what
Totally.
made you super famous.
Right.
And it's kind of fun for all of us to like indulge a little bit.
I mean, when you're young in your 20s, it's like, I'm like, you try, everything's so precious. Like, I want to be like Marlon Brando. Like, I was
Yes.
so
Yes.
annoyed by
Yes.
Gossip Girl, right? And like, even the name, I like hate it. Dude, it's like, it's great. It's the greatest
amazing.
thing. Yeah,
It's
it's like, it's
amazing.
this weird cultural thing of the zeitgeist of that time to like pre-Instagram, pre all these things. Like the first iPhone had just come out. Like, it was such a weird, amazing time in New York.
It's fucking amazing.
When were you in New York? Were you in New York
I
at
was
that
in New
time?
York, right? I'm like a little younger, so I was like,
Yeah.
New York for me was just as crazy, but like I had my fucking iPhone and it wasn't as fun. Like I remember
Right.
college more when I was watching Gossip Girl and like high school. I was like, obsessed with it because I grew up on the East Coast. I like knew the nature of New York City.
Totally.
But I didn't come from like a wealthy family. So like I was like with the fucking Humphreys. I would have been down in like,
I mean, but even the Humphreys are in this like loft space. It's like a $20 million. Like that's all BS. Like that's what
it's like. I can't afford shit.
No
like
one.
what the fuck? My first apartment in New York City was quite literally a shoebox. And I'm like, yeah, it's not looking so glamorous. But you still go out and you can still go to the similar places. That's what I love about New York is like you can go to where DiCaprio is or whoever the fuck. And New York is cool like that, where LA is a little bit more snooty, where it's like you can't get in here. Where New York, it's like anyone can get in anywhere. And
they'll treat me like it's kind of nice because everyone is like way too cool for school in Los Angeles. Like, they don't give a shit about anything
at all.
They won't even like look at me like at the thing. I'm like, okay, listen, I can't even get Lakers tickets to save my life. Everyone wants it, but the Knicks, they would always give me Knicks tickets and Rangers, baby. So yeah, that's it.
Fucking amazing.
Shout out to them.
We're gonna talk a little bit more obviously about Gossip Girl at some point, but I do want to talk to you about your childhood because obviously you're this like you became this heartthrob. Your life changed. I think around like 22-ish was Gossip Girl.
Yeah, 21, 22. You're right. Yeah.
So like before that, like how would you describe your childhood?
It was interesting. I was born in Lubbock, small town, Texas. Not much going on out there. I kind of woke up. I was in Oklahoma City. First memories, so random. Parents are from there. Dad's from there. My parents met there at a very small, like religious college there. So Oklahoma City, and listen, my parents had me when they were like 20 and 21. So that's, a very, very Southern thing. Yeah. I mean, they were still growing up as we were. I can't imagine having like a 15-year-old right now.
No.
So they were young. My dad was in med school. What happened? We moved to Minnesota for 4 years for his med school, and then we moved back to Texas when I was like 9 or 10 years old in Dallas. I'm from Dallas, so like North Dallas, a little bit suburbia, a little bit out there in the sticks, but more suburbia,
Were you raised religious?
Yeah, basically.
Same.
Yeah. Were you?
Oh my God. It was tough because obviously I can't imagine being from the South and being raised religious. Like I was raised Catholic every single Sunday going to church, and I was from Pennsylvania. So it wasn't like probably as intense maybe as like adding on the South.
Right.
But it was just confusing because I always felt more like pulled to the arts and like pulled to these things that just like weren't as traditional.
Me too.
Right?
Yes.
And so you just kind of feel like a fucking weirdo, and you feel like art naturally like pushes the boundaries on conversations.
Right.
And when you're raised religious, it's a little bit like, what are you doing here? Like you're like coloring outside the lines. And if you were raised in Los Angeles, it's like, go sweetie, you're doing great. So it's like, it's just a matter of where you were raised. Like, was it hard for you with like, when did you know you wanted to get into the arts?
I was like an artistic kid, actually. I was
Okay.
always drawing and stuff. I never wanted to be an actor. I had no idea about acting or any of it. I know it's like that shitty story that's like no one wants to hear. I'd like
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I was very naive about the acting thing. I just when there was like this secular world, right? That's like, even I was sort of a bit policed on what music I was listening to and, all these other things. It kind of makes you feel just claustrophobic in a way, right? I remember like always really wanting to just travel or just get out of the bubble and meet new people and go out and do that. But I was a pretty good drawer and like charcoal and like a little bit of painting when I was like, like middle school. I started kind of. I was good for like a sixth grader.
Picasso
okay,
over
like
here.
good for like good for like 100 kids in my grade. Okay, I was like the best artist out of like 100 kids in Dallas.
Right.
No, but so my parents did kind of like foster that a little bit. They let me, I went into like photography classes, and those are my favorite stuff.
Yeah.
So
did you ever have an awkward phase?
oh yeah, totally.
Oh my God.
I should have. Yeah, I wish I had a picture of me in like sixth grade with the Abercrombie and the puka and like. Oh, I'm talking full highlight cap, like my mom highlighting my hair through the noodle cap.
But wasn't that like low-key hot at the time?
Yeah, I thought. I mean, we all thought so.
The puka shell was like, if a guy was wearing a puka shell, I'm like, you were the fucking shit. Like you had confidence. Wait, why were you awkward?
I just was awkward. I wasn't good at talking to girls. I had no idea. Like, you think like 1 + 1 = 2 at that time. You like a girl, they're supposed to like you back. And when the first girl did not like me back at all, I was like, oh shit. Like I was like, okay. I guess I didn't even really come into my personality until like middle of high school, I would think.
I think that's kind of normal though. I feel like boys either are just like so outgoing and loud and like kind of annoying as shit. Right. Or there's like the little artsy guys that like blossom eventually. Like I was
a little bit more in that vein.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What were your friends like?
So I had some good friends. They were kind of geeky, outdoorsy,
Yeah.
like go-karts and bikes and,
Oh.
and like just little like all, outside
Yeah.
doing, sports is a big like, Texas thing. So like it's gotten even worse. Like every weekend is
It's
like
insane.
sports for kids, and it's just this whole.
And you didn't
this
play
whole
football.
thing. I did, but not like Friday Night Lights football. It wasn't like the Panthers. It
You
wasn't like
weren't Tim
Riggins.
Riggins.
I love Kitch. He's a buddy. But I actually auditioned for that show and didn't get the quarterback, and I was
No.
devastated at the time. Yeah.
Oh my God. And you must have
Yeah.
been like wanting that too, because being from Texas, that kind of went like a full circle fun moment.
Oh,
no?
devastated. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I want that so bad, but it didn't work out. But,
So you didn't get it in real life, and you didn't get in acting.
No, yeah, scarred forever. Yeah. I was definitely not. My dad was like, you're probably not gonna go over 6 foot. So let's
No.
He was like, let's maybe stick to golf and something easy. Yeah.
Golf.
Yeah.
Tell me about golf, because I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest. When I think back to high school and I think about the guys, I'm not, I'm not gravitating toward the golfers. However, I feel like they
Really?
figured, no, listen, now in hindsight, if I have a son one day, I'm like, get your fucking ass into golf. Okay?
Right,
Because
right.
Those are the guys that like get the scholarships and are smart and have their life figured out and just like look put together, where like the meatheads, like God bless them, but like where are they today?
I know.
You know?
I mean, you can keep playing golf throughout your life, and I'm not even like. I feel like it seems like I play in these little charity things that they invite me to, and like, so I'm like, but I'm not that big of a golfer. I played growing up because I just wasn't going to be big enough for football, so that was sort of the impetus there.
Can you
But
imagine if you had gotten Friday Night Lights?
It
That
would
is
have been totally
interesting.
different, because the next year I got the Gossip Girl thing, so it would have been totally.
Oh my
totally
God,
different.
either like you playing football or you being like trust fund Mr. Swab in New York City.
Yeah.
I feel like
very
that
different.
fit you well. Not that you could have done football, okay? I want you to know I would have accepted that role too. But I think it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Right.
Okay, wait. So you got denied by a girl. Did you ever go to prom?
I did go to prom. Yeah.
How did you do a promposal? Come on.
Oh, I actually ended up going. One of my best friends in high school was this girl, Alyssa Weldon. Love her. We called her
Shout
Whoopi.
out. Love.
So we used to like go to prom together, just because I think I had a girlfriend from a different. That's right. I had a girlfriend
School.
from a different school.
Oh.
And there was like a thing where the girls didn't want you. It was just like, if you can't bring a girlfriend to school. So
Yeah.
I want to bring my friend
Oh,
Whoopi, and we
Whoopi.
tore it up. Me and Whoopi
Whoopi.
tore it up. Yeah.
Oh,
she
good
was
for
great.
you.
So that was it.
Do you remember the first time you drank?
Yeah, I do actually. I do.
Tell
I
us
do.
the story.
It was
Come on.
back of a Honda Prius.
No.
Mike's Hard Lemonade, or no, it was a grab bag of thing. It was Mike's Hard Lemonade and Smirnoff. No, let's say Smirnoff, or like
Smirnoff.
Zima or something like that. But it was Mike's Hard Lemonade and Smirnoff. I think I had one of each.
Whoa.
But it was one of those things where you don't know if you're drunk, and you don't know how to act. So you act drunker than you are. I think I'm feeling great. Like you like try and like, dude, it's just water. We fucked with you. It's just water.
But you're not even like fucking tipsy, but you're like,
No,
guys,
yeah.
things are really starting to feel different. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
nothing is different. We're just driving and it's like moving a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Calm the fuck down.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So like you had like an okay experience. Cause I feel like to say that you had that for your first drink, like I was like going into my parents' liquor cabinet and like grabbing like a disgusting brandy and like holding my nose and like vomiting back into the bottle and just trying to get like
Right.
a couple sips. You had a nice little Mike's Hard.
No, I had a bad moment with vanilla. I think it was vanilla Coke or vanilla Sky. It was like something vanilla flavored.
That'll
Ruined
do
it forever.
That'll
okay?
do it.
That'll do it.
So
'Cause you
that's
don't
your
know how
drink?
much- that was my bad moment. It was like Coke and some vanilla, like vanilla Coke, some mixed with vodka. Bad night.
You can never now not drink that and think of that, right?
No, and it was great because then I just kind of would like I switched to beer, as you one does in Texas. You switch to some beer. So
Abercrombie and Fitch. What the fuck? What the fuck? You're like, I
Yeah.
was so awkward. You were an Abercrombie and Fitch boy?
no, I worked there. I worked behind the counter. I was like doing the numbers. I
You
was
still
doing
had
the
to be
register.
hot. You still had to be hot and cool. Like, you still had to have
I
a
think
thing
I lied
going.
about my age too, because I thought it was like cool to be picked. Like, would you work here? And I was like, yeah, maybe. Like, yeah, give me an application, and I was like, lied on the application.
Okay, to all the Gen Z people that are listening that may have like no idea about the 2000s Abercrombie craze, can you just describe what it was like to work there?
You have no idea. First of all, okay, you get to the mall, you walk in. You can smell that store from any entrance point in the mall, right? Woods cologne. I can smell it and I can taste it right now thinking about it. The Woods.
It's kind of
They
disgusting.
probably still have it. God.
Yep.
And then, as I'm getting closer, I can hear the same fucking mix that they've been playing on repeat for 48 hours. I can like know this song, and now I probably love every song on there. But like, it's the same thing. You get in there, there's like greeters standing there, sometimes shirtless. Back in the day, I mean,
You were never one of those.
I was never one of those. They tried to actually. I had enough, at least self dignity, like, respect back, and they were like. I'm a math guy. Like, put me behind the register. So, and the time went by way faster. I was not a greeter, but you get there, you might be introduced by some shirtless guys, and then and there's all these photographs. He's like those Bruce Weber, like black and white photographs. You know, those were kind of the iconic thing that made it so.
Yeah.
At the time, that was very like racy and like.
Oh, it was like because we got like a little bit of penis lines going on like the boys' side, and like the girl side was like these abs, and I was like, I literally don't even have tits right now.
And they were like 25 years old, right?
Completely, completely,
like, not like high school kids.
And the smell, I was thinking about it though. Like Hollister was 10 times worse because you had to walk in there with a flashlight. They turned
so
all the
dark,
lights off,
yes.
and it was like a madhouse, like and you're literally like grabbing clothes and you're just checking out. It was awful.
Yeah, it was
awful.
terrible. Yeah, I worked at both. I worked at Hollister too for a summer. It was terrible. It was awful. It was awful.
Chase, you are like that guy. The guy that just like worked at Abercrombie and Hollister.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of love it though.
Yeah.
It was cool back then.
It's embarrassing. It was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
It's not embarrassing. It's cool.
Myself.
It's cool. Because back in the day, like I feel like half the time I would walk in that store and that was like maybe my sexual awakening being like, whoa, like these boys are like so gorgeous. Again, like you said, 25-year-old men. And I think it was like a whole experience that back in the day, like that was the coolest thing going. Now we don't even have malls anymore.
No, there's no malls. The Bev Center is great. It's empty. It's like kind of nice. You can walk my dog. It's kind of nice in there. It is a ghost town. So
okay, we're talking about Gossip Girl again.
Okay.
The audition process. I think it's fascinating to think about, like, you obviously don't get Friday Night Lights and then you go for this. Like, what does that even entail? Like, how long was it? Did you even know what the show really was going to be? Like,
no, I had no idea. I mean, I, like a lot of kids, I grew up in the OC in high school and into my college.
The best show.
In my college year, it was the best show. Loved it. But it was weird. I went in there. It was like a process of like a six hoops to jump through. It was actually kind of a wild process, but I knew that Josh and Stephanie did the OC. They're phenomenal, and I knew it had this potential to be cool. And I'm like, oh, they're definitely going to change the name. That name's never going to stick, you know. It's based on these books, whatever. But I went in, and then right away, if I remember correctly, I wore like my most New Yorky jacket possible, like my preppiest, you know, whatever.
I'm obsessed.
And but at the same time, I was a little bit like. Again, I'm like younger. I was a little like eye roll. Like this is kind of not beneath me, but I wanted Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, I kind of went in there with like a very kind of blasé, like whatever, which probably worked in my favor as those things kind of do. But they wanted to do like a test, you know, thing right away, which I thought great. There's gonna be like one more audition or whatever. But then it was like back with producers, and then like producers and director, and then it was like. It's different. It's all different now. Now it's all self tapes, and you just kind of put yourself out there,
right? You
know. But back then it was like it was CW, so it was CBS and Warner Brothers. So you had to go to like the top of like the Warner Brothers building. And I remember one of the final, maybe fourth or fifth times, I like walk into this big, like 40-row conference room, you know. And I think I tested with a few actresses, a few girls for like Blair or whatever. And I remember thinking, like, I'm like, God, that's a really great part. Like, she's got some great chunks of dialogue. It's like funny, and you know, no offense, they didn't really. I was like, I just don't really see it with these girls. And I got this big conference room, and there was this one girl kind of sitting with her back turned. I walked all the way around. I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." And it was like Leighton turned around, and before she even said, I'm like, she's like so perfect. She was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." I was like, that's the girl. So we both were like super nervous, and we had to like go in and test. It's silly. It was like a theater seating, dark room, one stool, like lights, and it was like you go in, and it's like the silliest scenes ever. You're doing like in front of like all these people. I'm like talking about like Nathaniel's Paxil and all this stupid stuff. And so anyway, so I did that. I was like, I don't know if it went well, and I guess I got the call that I got it. So
That is, I love also how you just like knew Leighton. Also, she was so fucking perfect for that part. Like no one else could have.
She had
done
the
it.
headband on in the audition. She flipped around. I'm like, and I think I'm in love with you.
No,
Yeah,
literally, you're like, I love you, and then America
yeah.
was like, I love you too.
Yeah.
Did you always know you were going in for Nate?
Yeah, always for Nate. Yeah, I think
Okay.
they switched around some of the roles, kind of like to play. I remember going in and reading with Blake and a few other guys. They were trying to fit the pen for the Dan role. So yeah.
I think it's just so fascinating because I've heard some people go in for someone and they get switched. But like when I think of Nate, your character like had a very different upbringing than like what you were used to. Like when
Right.
you first started filming, could you relate to anything about this person?
No, like nothing. No, absolutely nothing. I had no idea. Like I didn't really know any Northeastern people. I had no
Right.
idea. Like the whole thing, it was all new to me. Like,
Did you have
that
an
level
accent?
Of money. I had a like a subtle. I kind of lost it in California when I went to college for like 4 years. But like I get drunk, I have a little accent.
Yeah.
But I did think about that though. I'm like, how do these, what is that New York thing? What is that preppy thing? But,
Right. Because you went to Pepperdine for 1 year.
I did, yeah, for about a year and a half. Yeah, exactly.
Did your family think you were losing your mind that you dropped out?
Kind of. I mean, they like I kind of freaked out. I didn't know what I wanted to do with
Yeah.
my life. I kind of had a freak out moment, and just they were supportive. I graduated high school a bit younger. I was like 17, so they were like, take a year off, like do whatever. And of course, I found this acting class. I'm like, I want to be an actor. So but they were somehow supportive. They shockingly, because I didn't think they would be.
Right.
My dad being a doctor and whatnot. So
I was going to say, because I remember Pepperdine when I was picking schools, I remember looking it up because I was like so fascinated with California. And I look up Pepperdine. I'm like, this looks like the most magical place on earth.
Yeah.
And then I was reading and my mom was like, sweetie, you can't drink if you go to the school. Why am I bringing that up to you? I don't know.
Didn't
but I
know
just
that, by the way, till I got there. I
What?
didn't know how strict it was. We got there. I'm like, guess I'm joining a fraternity, which I didn't
Jeez.
necessarily want to do, but yeah.
That is like notoriously one of the strictest schools. Like you can't drink.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't have co-ed.
Past like 11 o'clock p.m., you can't have any girl in your room, vice versa. Yeah.
Did you
yeah.
do anything that like broke the rules your freshman year?
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah,
Oh.
quite a bit. Somehow, yeah, we
Yeah.
we could have gotten in a lot of trouble actually. I think we like skinny dipped in like the president's like pool or something crazy while he was not there, like something
Stop.
crazy. Yeah.
So you had
I
a
could be
good
telling
time.
the story.
I
We
love
had
it.
we had a good time. Yeah.
They're
yeah.
not going to invite you back. No, they'll
That was
still.
like a one-time thing, but it was like we kind of like found like I met some really. Actually, 3 of my best friends, they ended up all being from Texas, and they were like from Austin, and one was from like Amarillo, Texas, and somehow we became
Oh,
like
that's amazing.
instant good friends. Yeah. So
It's so fascinating to think about you in college doing 1 year and then dropping out and going to Gossip Girl. Do you think that like
Yeah.
anyone in your hometown was surprised to see that success, or was everyone like, oh, it's
guaranteed
Chace?
they were everyone was probably super left field surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
They had no clue you'd be doing that.
No, I never wanted to be an actor, and I also wasn't that guy. I wasn't like
Yeah.
Johnny, like heartthrob on the TV show. I just wasn't.
Right.
I mean, I was a late bloomer. By the time I was 21, I kind of started to come more into my own, right? And have real confidence.
Did you have like
but,
random people reach out? I feel like all those people start kind of like crawling.
It does happen. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like you probably speak to that. Like, yeah, it's weird. Like certain things happen. People act weird around that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
You're like,
So-
wait a second. We did go to high school together and you never talked to me. Why are you texting me?
Yeah.
How do you actually have my number?
Yeah, there was that a little bit actually.
Isn't that
Yeah.
weird?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Yeah.
When did it get like really big? After season 1, it kind of just popped, right?
I remember the fall of 2007, like right when it started airing, it became big, like
Insane.
right away. Yeah, it was really insane.
Do you
Yeah.
have a moment that you remember that you were like, oh my God, my life has like forever changed?
I don't really. I guess there wasn't that one moment. There was me and Ed Westwick, who played Chuck on the show.
Yes.
He was like an 18-year-old kid from like outside of London. He thought he was like Pete Doherty, right?
Love, obsessed.
And I'm from Texas. Like I was just in college. Like I didn't know how expensive New York is. It was insane. I'm like, my dad had to like give us the like security deposit and first month's and last month's rent until we got our first paycheck. It was like hilarious. So I'm like, Ed, you want to like room together? And like, this is crazy. Like this rent. I'm looking at this. He's like, oh yeah, sure, man. He had no idea. And like first summer we like moving in July. I like probably just turned 21 or 22, and we were like at the summer series in Central Park. I don't know if you remember any of that, but they had like big concerts out there, and it was like the Black Keys, Arctic Monkeys. I might be dating myself, but it was awesome. It was awesome. Sun's out, beers. And the show hadn't even come out. We'd shot the pilot, but we just moved there, and we were having a blast. Just him and I just exploring the city. And these girls did come up to us, and it was kind of freaked us out a little bit because we didn't know. And he kind of looked at me, he was like, I think we're fucked, mate. You know? He's like, show hasn't even come out yet, man. He's like, this whole thing. And that moment is pretty crystallized in my mind because it was all like the Black Keys were playing. It was just like,
you're just being like normal dudes, like sitting, chilling. And then it's like, hello.
That was the very first time I think anyone ever asked for any type of picture. So that I do remember that as being like a defining, like, oh, interesting. That's a weird feeling.
As it like really started to pop off, like how did you initially handle that like fame and attention?
Not well, actually, not well. It kind of made me paranoid, to be honest.
Really?
Like slightly. I don't want to say it was like this terrible thing. It was
but I think
it was fun. It was fun, but like you said, people come out of the woodwork, like people start acting weird around fame, and you start realizing all these things that you can only realize from that seat.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to act like it was this thing. It was, we had a blast. For me, it was all about having fun. Like I had so much fun, but it was, you just are always kind of like, you kind of aren't present all the time. Like you kind of like wary about people or phones, like a little bit, like not, you know.
I think that's okay to say, like, and I get what you're saying. Like that doesn't mean you're not so grateful for everything that came.
Right.
But it's like a very odd experience as a human being to be like, oh, all those people are staring at me right now and watching me, and they know who I am, and I have no idea who these people are.
They think they know you, right?
Yes. Like, and you're like, I'm not Nate Archibald. As much as you want me to be, I am not. My name's Chace. I'm from Texas.
Yeah. And New York's interesting because it's like you get all this influx of people and tourists, and you're not only you're that character in that city. So it's like Mickey Mouse in Disneyland. They all want to see, like, take a photo with like Mickey. So you feel like they just come up and hug you, and it's like you're in this costume.
Wait, that's
kind of
so
funny.
weird. Can we talk about that for a minute? Because I didn't even think about that. Most shows that are like, even movies, if they're like set in New York, spoiler, they're not fucking shot in New York. Most of them are shot in Canada.
Or Toronto.
Yes. And you guys actually were living, breathing, filming, shooting in New York City. The show was set in New York City. So like you're walking then to get breakfast and you're not working, but you're like walking wherever you're walking and someone sees you. Like, were people calling you Nate on the street?
All the time. That was it. That was
God.
It was always the character's name. Yeah. It was crazy. And also fun, but like it blurs the lines a lot, you know, and it was just weird. It was like a really weird, like if we were shooting exactly in Toronto, it's a different thing. But people are visiting New York, and it was its own character in the show, you know, and people are like, you know, fans of the show. And when they see you actually in that environment, it's like this whole, like, their mind is blown, you know. So it was a doubly interesting thing.
And it's also weird to be in New York City as you, like, I think it's interesting because I just asked you at the beginning of this, like, oh, could you relate to anything? You're from Texas, this character, and you're like, no. And then all of a sudden you went from not being able to relate to anything about this character to like, you almost were becoming a part of this character. It was
getting meta. Yeah, it was weird like that. Yeah.
You're like, I live in New York City. I am getting paparazzi'd. People want to know who I'm dating. And so I started off being like, I can't relate to this fucking kid at all. And now it's like.
Yeah. And I think it was like Perez Hilton or whatever the Gossip Girly thing was at that time was really, I always thought it was like funny stuff, but it was the same thing happening, you know what I mean? And I thought I wouldn't even like New York. I visited in like high school, and of course we went to all the touristy awful spots.
Awful.
And I was there for a month. I'm like, oh God, I love this
fucking
place.
love it.
I fucking love this place.
But that's the thing about New York. Don't you feel like when you visit New York, it's so overwhelming. You get sent to the touristy spots where you're like, Times Square, and it's like all the places that if you live there you would never go. Then when you live there, you like find the pockets, and you're like, this is the best place. This is the best place ever.
Yeah, we kind of had the keys to the city, and it's like your 20s in New York, as you know. Like, it's just there's nothing better. So it was like it was so great.
So you're friends with Ed. You guys live together. Like, I'm obsessed that you guys were roommates. I didn't know that until I was like doing research for this, where I'm like, I didn't know you guys fucking live together. That's epic. What was Ed's best and worst quality as a roommate?
Oh God.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by eBay. This is what you do when you have high standards and fancy all the fancy things, like a Dior saddlebag or that diamond tennis bracelet. You go to eBay. There you'll find new loves that will never disappoint, expertly authenticated, whether it's that vintage pearl necklace or brand new ruby earrings, a Prada crossbody bag, or classic watches like that Rolex Oyster or that Cartier tank. On eBay, there are no limits to your high standards. Yeah, eBay, the place for new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion. eBay, things people love.
What was Ed's best and worst quality as a roommate?
Oh, God. He had a lot of bad ones, let me tell you that much. We lived in this little apartment. I think it was like they call it like a junior one, where there was like a real bedroom.
Right.
And then there was like an office you could put in a closed wall. No. And I was like, we'll just switch. Like, and I'll pay a little bit more. Of course, we never switched. And I'm glad we did, because Ed's room was like, it was like a lunch pail with like overflowing cigarettes. And like, I mean, you thought like the Joker lived there. It was insane. I'm not even kidding. I should be calling him out like this, but I love him to death.
I love it.
Right. He's 19. I'm 21. Like, and he was just messy. I'm a little OCD. I mean, I'm not OCD, but I'm like a little bit on that side of like, I need things put in the right places and stuff. So,
so he's literally like an ashtray walking around. And you're like, clean up.
Just like shoving the stuff in his room, shoving the door, and like, and then it was like, and he's, at the time like ripping cigs. I was like, stop that, So that was probably, I didn't like the cigs, but we had an absolute blast in that place. We had like a roof deck.
Yeah.
We have to go down the elevator and to the thing, but no one was ever up there on like 26th and 10th or 11th. And
26th and 10th. What is that? Like,
it was just like
it's not Midtown.
Built Chelsea, I guess, technically.
Chelsea.
Yeah. But it was kind of close to the water. Had this amazing view on this roof deck, and we just called it Roof Deck. And he would like invite a bunch of people. We bring a Bose speaker and some like, big bottle of vodka, whatever, and just like have like a party up there all the time.
Okay. First of all, to think about the two of you throwing a party on your roof deck.
Yeah.
What was the difference between Chace and Ed's parties versus Nate and Chuck's parties?
Not much, except the money involved. We didn't put much money behind ours. We weren't making quite that. I know I ended up being like the president of the world at the end of the show, but it was ridiculous. And he was owning hotel chains. But his was very much skewed more like British underground rock scene, and I had like the beers going, but they did turn out to be pretty like fun, kind of well-known parties. Like people would like show up from all over the place and like all over the city. I mean,
is it true that you lived in the same building as the Chainsmokers?
Oh, it's a great story. Yeah. No, next door actually, Jessica Zorro. I love to death. She's getting married in August, and I can't wait to see her. She played Vanessa on the show, and we'd all hang out. And then she'd be like, guys, and she lived in 555. We were like 535. So she was literally, we were next door. And she'd always be like, my roommate, this guy down the hall, like Alex, like plays.
What is this accent you're doing?
So I'm trying to do a Wisconsin accent. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's
Wait,
really
is she
bad.
the one you have the dog with?
She's from Wisconsin. No.
Oh my God, I was like, this is too full circle.
No, we've all been like great friends.
This is your Wisconsin. Do that again.
No, she's like from Wisconsin. It's terrible. I can't do it.
Wisconsin.
Do it. She's like, guys, my friend Alex is playing.
Oh my God.
He's like a DJ, and then it's terrible. I'm
She's
not
literally gonna call you and be like,
Well,
why did you act like I speak like that on that show?
I love her to
I'm
death.
obsessed.
She's the best. But she'd be like, yo, and it was like 3 a.m. I mean, New York goes very late.
Yes.
So we'd be out, and she'd be like, come back over. Like, we're going to go to Alex's house. Or apartment. It's not a house, like a little tiny apartment.
Yeah.
And it was Alex from Chainsmokers, and he just liked playing. He's the
him.
best.
He's
I
the
still
best.
see him out and about,
He's
and
the best.
we would just sit there and rip and like just like chop it up talking, and he's like DJing, playing music, and yeah.
What a small world. That's crazy to think that like you guys as like young guys, and because they weren't even formed yet, were they?
No, they weren't.
Because he hadn't met Drew yet.
Exactly. He hadn't met Drew yet. That's right. So I think there was someone else involved, but he hadn't met Drew, and our mutual friend with Jessica was this guy, Will Malnati. He's still my best friend. I met him through her, but he worked in nightclubs kind of or hospitality. And
Right.
so Alex was like, hey, can you get me into these places? And he did. Will like hooked him up and got him into these like these
Damn.
nightclubs to DJ and stuff like that. So
They're
yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
They're
I had them
awesome.
on and I was like,
That's right. You did have him on. Yeah.
Yes. I won't ask if you and Ed have had a threesome together, but I did ask them that.
What'd they say? What was their answer?
Absolutely.
Of course they did.
They literally go, which one? And we were like, I was like, what? And they're like, which time? And I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Tell me about them all.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Alex at the time was like, stop, Drew. And Drew was like, okay. So the first time I'm like, oh my God. Okay, this is quite fun.
Yeah.
Who would you guys invite to these parties? Because at the time, were you like hanging out with industry people? Were you meeting like chicks at like NYU?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, so I don't know exactly who would we bring up there. We'd bring good friends, but then sometimes they'd get really out of hand, and it'd be
course.
like, like it'd be insane. I remember one time this is very like a early 2000s
Share
story,
with the class.
but
Come
like
on.
we would have, it got a lot of hand, but the doormen loved us, and they would like kind of let us do anything. They would just say like, do this or that, don't do that. And so I think the doorman called me. He's like, yo, you got to come down. There's some commotion going on down here. And I'm like, what's going on? And I go down the elevator, and you could see like all the way down, and there was just floor to ceiling windows at the front of the building.
Right.
And I look, and it was like Lindsay Lohan and Sam Ronson. They were dating at the time. It's very 2000. We're like walking down, and there was just a wall of photographers in the window. And I was like, whoa.
You're like,
no.
We made it. Did they ever come up?
Of course they came up, and it was great. And I think we had met before, kind of, and they're amazing. Like, Sam's great.
I'm obsessed.
And I haven't seen them in ages, but like they came up, and it was like a very early 2000s.
These
like,
are the details we needed, Chace.
Yeah, no, these are
Okay.
stories I haven't ever told. And then we like, raged up there. It was
Did
great.
Paris ever come to a party?
She did not, but I saw Paris recently, actually.
Really?
And I did at this like fancy, some Oscar thing, and she said, hey. I went up to her and said, hey, and I'm like, you remember the first time we ever met, right? And she was like, I think she said, I think so. And I was like, I was in college. I hadn't done anything yet acting wise, but I just moved to LA. My sister was in town with a buddy, and we were at like Teddy's, that nightclub back in the day, which was like the best. And I was like, you were so nice to us. You hung out with us and invited us to your birthday party. And we all went, and it was amazing. And she was like, no way. And I'm like, yes.
She's literally like, I don't remember this at all.
She doesn't remember any of it. I think she actually did. She's amazing. And so we always say what's up when I see her. But that was like my other, early 2000s story.
I'm obsessed because Paris is like the nicest fucking human.
The
And
nicest.
When you meet her, you're like, oh my God, you're even better in person. Like, she's lovely. But I love how, like, for Paris, like, that probably meant like nothing at the time to her. She's like got Leo at her parties, and she's got everyone, and she's like, oh,
Totally.
you can come. And meanwhile, you're like, my life is made.
Yeah,
Like, that's-
my sister was in like college. I was like barely out of college. I'm like,
Are you fucking kidding me?
She
That's
invites
the
us to her birthday, but she's being so nice. I'm like, yeah, we'll go. Like, it was
That's
great. Like, at her
fucking
house, it was a blast. Like, it was really, really cool. Like,
that is
circa
fucking epic.
2005 or 6, probably. Who knows?
Did any of your rooftop parties ever get shut down?
They never did, actually.
What?
They never did. There was no one really, like, the noise didn't travel because it was so. Like,
That's you having it in with like the doorman.
yeah. But no one ever used it either. Like, it was really wild. I don't know how we got
To
away
have a
with it.
rooftop
Yeah.
and to have a one junior suite thing that's like a one bedroom.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane. That's a great little gig.
It's a great deal for me. I got the main room. So,
Yeah,
it was.
sorry,
Ed. Yeah.
Okay, what would he say your worst quality as a roommate is?
Oh, I don't know what he would say. What would he say my worst quality would be? Probably falling asleep so easily when he was like trying to tell a story. We'd be watching like just like CDs of Entourage, just playing, and he was like, "Look at that!" I'd be like passed out. But like, I don't know what my worst quality was. I'm a great roommate. I'll never have another roommate. So help me God.
I need to have Ed on now, and watch him be like, come with a list. And he's
yeah.
Number one. No, it seems like if you're the one that's like cleaner, like maybe he'd be like, he was annoying as shit. He was constantly cleaning my shit. Like, leave my shit alone.
Yeah, when I had to like move out, I think he was like heartbroken. I think he was a little bit mad at me. Actually,
He had a built-in maid.
After like 2 years, I'm like, all right, buddy, like I need my own. We're 6, 7, the show's going. We gotta like just. I love to
have
do
our
that.
own place.
And he stayed in that place and like knocked the wall down and like made it his own.
He did?
Yeah, with like an axe. He like knocked his little wall down. It was very dramatic. Yeah.
Wait, were you like, are you insane that you're staying?
A little bit. Yeah. Actually. Yeah.
Like, bro, we got the paycheck. Like,
we got the thing. Yeah. It was like 2 years. We had 2 good years, right?
Look, let's go. Yeah. Okay. Have you ever hooking up with a co-star?
Oh, God. That's such a night. You just did it so,
And then you go for the water so casually, acting like I'm going to forget what I just asked. Hoping I'll go on to a next question.
Yeah. Listen, I would say, those things are inevitable. When you're in your 20s, like, or whatever, could be for anything, like workplace. But the thing is, you're on these things. It's not like people would probably think it's like these sexy scenes or whatever. That it's like that's like the worst part of it. It's like 60 people watching. It's like the downtime. You're doing this show. You're on set for like 12, 14 hours a day. and usually there's some pretty interesting people from all walks of life, and the danger is if you connect right away with like sense of humor, at least for me, like if you have a good if you like have a rapport and can like kind of banter and give each other shit.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, oh, I gotta like watch out.
Watch it
for myself, because I'm like, I'm gonna like start,
liking them.
Yeah. Basically.
Well, and I bet it's like, yeah, that's a good point. You're spending so much time with these people that obviously the minute if you're like emotionally connecting with someone, that can be your person. Like while you're like sitting in between scenes, like you start to just get closer, and then naturally, okay, so you're gonna leave it to all of us to guess who it was.
I can't. I mean, listen, I've done like other shows and stuff, but yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, but like, I love how you had to take a pause, take a sip of water, and you got really centered with yourself, and then you like made eye contact with me, and you gave me the most perfect PR answer. Like, sometimes when things get heated and the emotions are there, it's inevitable. But we've all moved on. No, it's fine. It's fine. Did you ever know if co-stars at the time were like hooking up? And then you like kept their secret for them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Aww.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, there's a lot of like actors and people coming on to the show. Yeah. So they're like over the years. Oh. And then I was fortunate enough to have like friends in the city. There were actors, but they were outside the show, and I had a really good like friend group. And then like everyone else has their little friend group, and so. You meet people in that wider circle. It's not just like that tiny little like circle.
Everyone's like putting a map together.
So,
like
so it's a lot of people involved. But again, it was like our college experience.
Yeah, exactly. So, 1 year at Pepperdine, 3 years at Gossip Girl University. Can I ask though, if you weren't dating, let's say someone in your cast, what was your dating life like during Gossip Girl? Because now you're famous, people know you, you're in a city.
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was, I mean, in the sense of like dating life, it was kind of non-existent. I didn't really like, I was never like doing I never like doing like the interview, like sit down, like go on dates. It was like I was meeting a lot of people out all the time. Mm-hmm. And it was very, it was very much like meet people through your friends. Yeah. And like, for me, I guess it was, I don't know, I guess it was experience-based. Like you kind of do something or you go off and meet people through a crazy experience. I would kind of connect with them, and then we would date. So.
And you're so young, like being 22, 23 in New York City, like at that point, I'm assuming you were not looking for a relationship. Like you're having fun, you're meeting people, you're hooking up, you're going to work, like you're starting to make your first real like paycheck. Like fun.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and in high school, I kind of had like one girlfriend, and it was very like kind of that thing. And so I was kind of, wanted to
get
just
out there,
have fun. So
okay, how did you feel when we found out that Dan was fucking Gossip Girl?
I felt happy that it wasn't me. I was just really happy that it wasn't Nate, because then they told me they were thinking about. I'm like, why would it even be me? I'm like,
yeah, your character was like too like laissez-faire. Like you wouldn't have time to like get on your computer and type away.
No, yeah, he's in politics now. He's a senator now, right? Yeah, he's like 26-year-old senator. So
yeah. I kind of always thought of Nate as just kind of like go with the flow. Like, although I hate when you hooked up with that older woman. I didn't like that era.
That. Yeah.
I didn't love that, but I liked when you and Serena were together. Yeah. The white party, the kiss to make everyone jealous. Yeah.
You're a fan. I love it. Okay, you don't
even want to know how much of a fan I am. When it ends, I think I've talked a lot about with people when they're actors of like, understandably, there's this fan base that is like, don't you fucking dare say you weren't sad to see it end. But most people are like, I got to move on with my fucking life. It's time to go. Like, how did you feel when it all was ending? Were you like, let's fucking go? Or tears?
I went through like a major depression. I feel like looking back, not really, but I wasn't like prepared for it to end. I guess I thought I was, but it was more like New York. It's your family. It's like you wake up and even the drivers like you know what I mean? It's like the hair and makeup girls, like they're awesome. And that's your whole day. That's like your whole identity. Like, it's like I was ready for it to be done, but I mean, me and Ed would talk about it all the time. It's like, this is the greatest job we'll ever have. Because it was easy. It was an easy thing. And it was fun. And we would laugh about that. but more I was just mad. I was like, I guess I got to go back to LA and like,
You're like, I really liked it.
I
in New
liked
York
it in New
here.
York. I should have stayed for a little bit. Actually.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. I in hindsight with real estate, I should have just bought in a place and like kept it. Like, what was I thinking?
You should have gone back and gotten the place that Ed had been renting out and like bought a whole floor and renovated the whole thing.
Defumigated the whole thing. Yeah.
But you went back to LA.
I went back to LA. Yes. And had to,
So talk to me about your state of depression. I can imagine it's like kind of an identity crisis, right?
It was. Yeah, it was an identity crisis.
Yeah.
It was just a weird thing. It didn't last very long, but it was like a few months of like, it was just a daunting thing of like, is auditions now and like going back and how do I, and you're put in a box a little bit, you know what I mean? You're kind of the guy that a CW show who looks a certain way. And it's definitely like, okay, I gotta find something to kind of break out of that. So there was that. Yeah.
And I feel like also, I mean, wait, how long was Gossip Girl? How many years?
6 years. Yeah, 6 years.
That's like a long ass time to be in something like towards the end of the last year, you guys knew it was ending, right?
Yeah, we knew. Yeah.
But you still have to start to, it doesn't probably feel real until it's over. And that's almost like a college experience plus more to be with people. And then like, do you keep in touch with anyone?
Kind of, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, like we're on text sometimes, and like you make loose plans, and then Penn texted me out of the blue the other day actually because he was shooting, I think, his final season of You in our old sound stages. So he was like texting me. We're kind of like catching up, and
that's sweet.
So I'll see Penn every now and again, and Leighton in town, and Blake's like I think in Westchester. We'll text sometimes actually, and I saw Ed in Europe recently, kind of.
That's awesome.
Briefly, so
that's awesome.
So yeah, but it wasn't like the material. I was really ready to move on to different material, in a different role. But like New York, I guess I wasn't really ready to leave New York.
Do you think you'd ever go back?
I'm too old. I mean, I think the way to do it is to have one in both.
I know. Fuck.
Keep a place there at all?
I have thought about it, but it's weird because like you're right. You hit a certain point where like New York is so beautiful when you're in your 20s. And it's even when I look back, like I had this shitty ass apartment where there were like fucking rats, and I had had the Ed room where like my two roommates got to have like the normal rooms, and then there was like a built wall for me, and I'm like just putting a mattress in, I could barely fit, and it was some of the best years of my life.
Totally.
But now when I think about going back to New York, like I like a backyard and like being relaxed and like not having to like walk outside and get like hit in the head and like pushed to the ground and like screaming people. I'm like, I like to go for a trip and then get the fuck out.
Totally. Yes.
You know?
And the winters are kind of brutal, right? I like my car. I like to go to the grocery store with my dog and like cook and have space. And
the dog.
Spoiled with the sun now too.
The ex-girlfriend with the dog. Still not over that. Let's talk about your love life.
Yeah.
Are you in a relationship?
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by T-Mobile. When it's time for a big, juicy gossip session with one of my friends, I need a reliable way to get all the tea. And by tea, I mean T-Mobile, okay? Having more 5G coverage means getting 5G signal more often. And as someone who is constantly on the go, it is so nice to have a reliable network that I can count on. Being a T-Mobile customer also means that I have access to a ton of perks like concert tickets, skipping lines at events, and free in-flight Wi-Fi so I can keep posting from the sky. That free in-flight Wi-Fi has been key lately because we're trying to find my best friend Lauren a man on every flight we take, and I have to keep the Daddy Gang updated live with our progress. T-Mobile also has VIP Club Magenta lounges that offer free drinks for T-Mobile customers, and you guys know I can't say no to a free dirty martini. So, Daddy Gang, kick your old carrier to the curb. It is time to block their number. Then go and hit up T-Mobile when you're ready to really be taken care of. Check out the VIP treatment at tmobile.com/benefits.
Let's talk about your love life.
Yeah.
Are you in a relationship?
No, it's a dumpster fire, Alex.
No.
It's all a dumpster fire.
What's going on? What is your type?
2024.
No.
Times are tough out there.
It is fucking tough. It is tough.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on? You're very single? Are you going on any dates? What are we doing?
I joined Raya like a week ago.
How's it going?
Terribly. It's
really
teasing.
it's scary.
I
only say that because you're like, am I gonna get kicked off?
I actually enjoy it. Oh really? Were they gonna kick me out? No, I actually enjoy it because like everyone told me not to do it, and so I had I had a few drinks, and like one night I was like, I'm doing it, and I just did it. I'm like, this is great. I haven't been on one date. No, don't get me wrong. I'm like haven't engaged at all. I'm a total I'm creeper face.
Right,
Like,
you're like-
figuring this thing out. Like, what is this thing?
It's intimidating.
Have you done it? Any of the apps?
Oh my
and all
God,
that?
yes.
Yeah, right.
I was on Raya. But the problem for like a lot of, I feel like the women is like the guys are very, I don't know, like a lot of them are DJs.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm not looking for like, I wasn't looking for a spin the beats guy.
Right.
A lot of them like lived in Australia, or it would be like UK. And I'm like, can I set my settings
Right.
closer? Like, I don't want to go
That's
on my
what I'm
first
saying.
date across the fucking world.
Yes.
So it was a little bit of like a proximity thing, a little bit of like a intimidation thing too, because like the other dating apps is like, oh, this is like a nice normal person. This is like, who are you? And like, what do you do for a living? And like everyone's net worth. And you're like, it's overwhelming.
Yes.
So I could see why you like
Completely.
have a hard time getting off the app for that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely weird, and I definitely
Tough.
have no expectation. I'm not
Okay.
like I don't even know really what I want. I'm just trying to, it's just like another avenue to
figuring
maybe
out.
meet somebody,
Okay.
right? But yeah, the only connection I've had is like, oh, cool. Oh, Indonesia. Like, wow. Yeah. Okay, great. What am I? We're gonna go to Bali. Never. Okay. Weird.
No, I remember there was this one guy that I remember I like randomly matched with, and I think he was on like he was on, what was it called? Oh, Vampire Diaries. And I remember
Okay,
being
yeah.
like, I'm a big fan of Vampire Diaries. And so I'm like, oh, and it's
I
like,
know some of those
he's
guys.
shooting in Toronto. And I was like, well, I live in New York
New York's
City.
close
And like,
by, yeah.
yeah, but you're still like, am I getting on a plane to see this man?
Yes. No.
Yes, no. You're like, yeah, no.
Maybe, but yeah, barrier to entry.
I'm like, you
there.
ever
No,
in New York?
it's-
He's like, you ever in Toronto? I'm like,
Yeah.
no, unmatched. Bye. But I'll watch next season.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, great talking to you.
it
yeah.
sucks. It sucks. You're gonna figure it out. I know
It's
you're gonna figure it out.
weird, yeah.
Do you consider yourself a romantic?
I do a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what would you consider romantic?
I
if
think
a
someone
guy-
that like, when you're in a relationship, you're
Mhm.
like very, like you like to set it up for this like very romantic setting of like you're not just like walking through the process. It's
right.
like candles and roses, and you want to like make time together, and you're very like, I don't know, sweet and cute and
Yeah, I think
Just
I would,
say yes, so anyone
I
watching
am. I'm
is
not
like-
I like to cook, so I do like to cook for
Okay, that's
for
romantic.
girls. I like to, and I'm a homebody, so I like to
Mhm.
when I'm in it. I really do like to focus
Yeah.
and like do the thing and like be very thoughtful. I feel like I'm a thoughtful person, so yeah.
How are your first dates? Are you good at first dates? Bad at first dates?
I feel like I'm okay.
Okay.
I mean, everyone, they're awful though, right? But it's
Horrible.
like have generally met people through friends of friends or through kind of indirect ways.
Yep.
So the first dates are always like interview process, campaigning. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but when you know, kind of like right away, I can still get through a first date. That's like you don't, it's like okay, we're gonna be friends maybe. But
That's a good point. I feel like first dates, you know that you like the person if it feels less like an interview and you're like, oh, we're making like headway. Like no
Right.
first date is going to be like, this is like the fucking best thing ever. Like I would hope there's room to grow and get better.
Right.
But some first dates you're like 10 minutes in and I'm like, I gotta fucking go.
Yeah, and then it becomes. I've definitely been awkward on first dates.
Do you just say the
before.
whole time?
Yeah, you can't. What are you gonna do? Ghost out the back? And like, oh, I left my keys, and then kind of like
No,
walk
that
out.
would be
I mean,
fucked. And then someone would like write online about you being like, he's the biggest fucking douche. Like, what the fuck?
If people do that though, I've had friend buddies that like girls
Just
have done
leave.
that. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
because a part of it is like you could be respectful and be like, I know this is not right. Let's just like not waste each other's time. But some people would be like, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And then you're
Yeah,
like,
right,
oh, I
right,
don't want to
right.
be a dick.
Yeah.
Have you been in love before?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how many times?
That's a good question. Probably at least two.
Mm-hmm.
At least two.
Because have you had those where you're like, was that love or it was love in the moment, but now that I've grown up, maybe you like redefine it a little bit? Like,
Right. One was pretty instantaneous, and then another one was
over time.
over time. So I've kind of experienced both, and I don't really subscribe to the idea that there's like one soulmate for you. I think
I
there's
agree.
a handful, maybe. However you want to, but it's definitely once in a blue moon that you meet. Very rarely you're going to meet someone that you really connect with, and what you do with that, is a timing thing, and then maybe it can work out or it doesn't. But we all have those things that might not have closure. You know what I mean? And that's okay. You don't have to have like closure, but there's those open-ended things you're thinking like, maybe if I'd been more evolved, or like I'd been like 5 years older or in a different place in my life. There's a few times where I definitely not regret, but I'm like, oh, I wish I'd been in a different place in my life.
That is interesting. Where you like, oh, that's such a good point. Where you like look back at it and you recognize who you were compared to who you are in the reflection stage, where you're like, oh my God, imagine how different I would have been even if I was me in that relationship now.
Right.
We probably would have been fucking prospering and happy.
Amazing.
And all,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I could have had it all.
Right.
Yeah. It's like Peaky Blinders. No. But yeah, I've like been, and I'm like, God, I was such a head case back then. Why couldn't I have like just like not been an asshole? You know,
Like,
when
in
I
what
was
ways?
dealing with my
What
own
ways?
stuff. Like I was just, whatever you want to call it, mental health stuff. It was just like I was in a bad place and not dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like just avoiding. Everything.
And that's a really interesting topic because that means you're growing, obviously.
Right.
But I think that when you have your own shit going on, there's no fucking way that you can be like 100% present for a partner. That's hard to do even when you're in a fucking healthy relationship.
Of course. Exactly.
Right?
Like when I moved back from New York and I was in that kind of funk, I met a girl who was like incredible and went on to be very successful. But
is that the one with the dog?
No.
I'm trying to figure out who the fuck is the one with the dog?
It's a girl I worked with on a it was a bad TV show, but it was like in 2015 maybe or something like that. So we're still good friends. She's great. She's a very great
Shout
person.
out.
Yeah. And but we both travel, so we both have to deal with the dog. I'm defending myself.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just fascinated. Like, oh, how would that work?
It works.
No.
It can work. I'm telling you. Oh,
but
man.
so you kind of fell for a girl after that like weird moment, and then it just didn't work because you weren't in a good headspace.
She wasn't in a good space, and I just kind of let it slide. I let it kind of float away, and she was like would be in town and reaching out, and we kind of had it, hooked out, had a thing in New York when we were both there, and then yeah, I think about some of those things. Like if I had just been in a different, you can't help that though. You get what you get, and it's a timing thing, and it's just life. But I do think about those,
of course,
kind of missed moments from time to time.
But I think it also allows you like into going into this next chapter of like whoever you're gonna find, like that allows you then to like reflect and be like, I know I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be more present, and like whatever you fucked up on, then you take that and like move on.
No, totally, yes.
How long has been your like longest relationship?
About 3-4 years,
okay.
Probably. Yeah.
What are the top like 3 qualities right now that you would be saying you're like looking in for a partner? We can put this on your Raya profile too. Like just clip this and put this in your Raya.
It's very sparse. My Raya profile. I think every photo is cut off. Like I'm like eyeball.
No.
Like I'm not screwing with it. I don't even care.
Jeez.
I'm like whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. Just like picture of dog, half face.
It's out there in the world. It is. No, it is. It's half my dog's face and half my face in one shot. Yeah, it's great.
Right, because you're hoping they like won't fully notice you, and then they just click. So like the dog is nice or something, and it's not like I get it.
It's not a signed headshot or anything.
Right.
But I things I look for. I guess for me, I am a closet reader and like kind of nerd. I do like to be able to have like kind of in-depth conversation. Yeah. Sense of humor is kind of a big one for me. Like, and that's kind of an umbrella thing, right? That if they have that wit and you kind of have that back and forth and that weird connection, where you can make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And that's an umbrella like personality, wit, intelligence thing. It's like if that's kind of the number one thing. Yeah.
Do you care if they're in the industry?
I'd prefer not, actually. At this
it.
stage in my life.
I get it.
Right?
I get
it. I mean, I think that's part of the reason I was like I saw my buddies on dates with these like med students and neuroscientists. I'm like,
you're like,
where's it? Yeah, they're like Raya. I'm like, okay, So there really are. I've seen so far. I'm like a weekend. Right. There are other people that do other things, and I'm like trying to. It's such a bubble out here. You know what I mean? So it's
a lot. You're
weird.
Like, I want that doctor, that nurse, the dentist. Yeah. What about a therapist?
Yeah, probably yes.
Oh.
I would love. Yeah, I see psychotherapists on there sometimes.
Right. Oh,
I'm like,
there
perfect.
You go.
Could save some money. Yes. Could switch therapists right now.
Right now to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
What's a deal breaker for you?
Deal breaker. Oh man. Bad tats? I don't know.
Bad tats.
Yeah.
Like how bad? Like what have you seen that you haven't liked?
I don't know. That's a stupid one. Like, 'cause I really don't care about that. Actually.
I'm obsessed.
I mean, maybe like a neck tat's probably like a deal breaker. I guess a neck tat or like
you're not loving the neck tats. Have you gone on a date recently?
I haven't. That's the thing. It's actually never happened.
Where did that come
I don't know.
He's like picturing her face, and he's like,
I'm
just if there's a
like,
neck tat. Okay, no neck tats.
You know, but tattoos are so ubiquitous. But
Yeah.
they're not bad. But
It's okay. A neck tat. We're moving on.
Punctuality too. Okay, that's really switching gears.
You are really on time. You were early.
I'm like a little bit early, embarrassingly. I'm
Yeah, you were like
embarrassingly
at the door,
punctual.
like,
yeah, hi, ready to go. It's like an anxiety thing. I like if I'm running late, it's over. I can't.
I hate being
calm
late
down.
too.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, I've had people so fucking late for the show, so I appreciate that you're early. I'm like, let's get it going.
Yeah,
so thank you.
No,
thank
of
you.
course.
Have you ever been cheated on?
Once, kind of, not really. I think so. We had like plans, like holiday plans, and like moving into the next phase of the relationship, and she abruptly broke up with me, and then I found out that it was like there was like an opportunity for someone like a famous person, a really famous person, like Uber, and then she thought that they were gonna date, and that didn't happen. But
you're like,
but that was the only closest thing, to that. That sucked.
oh, that's sad. But then, like,
I have perspective. It was like I have perspective on that, so I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, and I think it also tells you something about that person.
Totally, no, it actually helped. It actually like kind of helps.
We're like, oh, you were basically with me.
I was like, ooh, I didn't see that coming. Like that's a very interesting thing to know. So.
But that can hurt if she goes from like you to Brad. You're like,
yeah.
You're like, I get it, but it also indicates like what you're looking for.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Have you ever gone through a partner's phone?
I have not. No, I'm actually I have like almost the opposite of trust. I'm almost like too trusting. Of people. Yeah, I'm like, just go do your own thing. Like, I need my own space. I'm great. Like, go.
She's like fully cheating on you.
Girls' night, go to Mexico. Yeah. Go have fun. Yeah.
Have you ever walked in on someone going through your phone?
Someone did go through my phone once. It was bad.
Did you walk in on them going through it, or
no,
you found out?
I woke up in the middle of the night to them freaking out.
No.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're going to listen, okay.
We love this on Color Daddy.
If you're going to go through anybody's phone, you're going to find something that you don't like.
Totally. Even like a text with their mother.
Like. Yeah. You're going to find something you don't like. So, and I will say there was nothing bad. I wasn't cheating or anything. But you know, it was not fun. And I was felt violated, but you can't like, it's like a weird thing.
Oh my God. And in the middle of the night, that like the ambush of like, wake up. And you're like,
yeah. It was so stressful.
You're like, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what's happening? And at first you're like, someone's coming into the room. There's someone in the house. Like, what's happening? And they're like, and then they're like, I had your phone.
Oh, I'm like, oh God. I'm like, what? And then the first thing I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
Right. Like, what did you read?
I really don't think I have anything weird in there, but yeah, it was a moment for sure. Yeah.
Interesting. Did you stay with the person?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we worked it out. Yeah.
How long? So, how much longer did that last?
Another year.
Okay.
And a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another year and a half.
Did you hear about that incident a lot?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't. But I got dragged to couples therapy, so that was
no,
which I actually loved. I thought
you did.
I didn't like. I didn't love it, but I thought it was a good. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I think
it's great.
Very afraid of that. I've always been open to therapy. I do it now.
Yeah.
And I think it's like going to the gym, right? It's like you go to the gym for a certain thing. It's a very specific thing. People make it this like there's a stigma behind it. There's no stigma.
No relationship is perfect, and I actually had a couples therapist on the other week, and she was just talking to me about like it's so weird that now we've like normalized therapy, but couples therapy,
yeah,
it's like what's wrong with you? And I'm like, who doesn't fight in a relationship? Who doesn't have problems? Who doesn't like no relationship is perfect. So it's almost like I commend the people that are honest about it. Like I had said, like I went to couples therapy, and it was like the best thing for my partner and I, where I was like,
yes,
I feel so much more aware of where he's coming from because you have a person in the room that like is so unbiased,
neutral moderator, and it's like this time you can air out those things safely. And it's just about being a fucking adult. Like you learn how to be an adult, like at least for me in this relationship. And I was like, okay. And it was a very nice, and when you're doing it, it's like going to the dentist kind of, you don't want to do it, but it's, it's like you do it, and it was a really great thing. So yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your show. Obviously, I'm like, we're talking about Gossip Girl. I apologize. But obviously, we just had to get through the OG shit.
Right.
Your show I'm obsessed with the fact that you went from a man who was dressing like this like Upper East Sider, this like kid with a trust fund, to a superhero.
Yeah.
Are you loving it? Like being in the one costume the whole time? Because I feel like
Love
a whole
it.
part
Yeah.
of Gossip Girl was your outfits, obviously.
Right,
no?
right, yeah.
And now obviously I'm looking at you in the same outfit every scene. I'm like, this is kind of interesting. Obviously, if people haven't watched it, The Boys, this is season 4.
Season 4 of The Boys, yeah, coming out.
Tell me about it.
It's great. It's the most fun I've ever had doing anything, really.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
not like, you know, just like work wise, like the character, it's a comedy. It's so much fun.
Right.
We're making fun of like the privileged, you know, male asshole. You know what I mean? Like that guy. The costume's great because I never have any fittings. I don't have to come in and do extra fittings. So it's
So
like one little thing. Costume's a little bit of pain in the ass, but it's okay. But it's great. Yeah, the show's awesome. So
What happened with the whole
dick thing.
penis? What happened with the whole penis
I
situation?
didn't even think about that until you started doing it. I'm like, I know exactly. I
I was
forgot
just like,
about that.
how do we
There's a story
Okay,
there.
Tell
There's a story.
everyone the story.
Which is really funny because it was great press for the show when it first came out because no one knew
amazing.
if the show was going to work. But also the creator was like, never tell anyone. That was never tell anyone the real story. That was you.
You're like, really?
I'm like, yeah, it was me. No, but this calendar came out, right? This calendar came out of me and the character, and there was this massive rocket
Yes.
in the suit. And they made this calendar, and it was really funny and very in character, too. But no one knew it's a satire of a show. Right?
Yeah.
You know, no, people are seeing this like, what is this? Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg produce it. They're amazing. And they thought it would be really funny in the Genesis. We hadn't even filmed anything. When we were doing the suits, that what if the Deep just had like a raging erection in like a third of the scenes? So, I thought it was brilliant. I'm like, that's fucking great.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. So then the fittings I started showing up, and they had a box. The character's name's the Deep. They had a box called Little Deeps, and it was like all these different foam like pieces, all different types.
I'm obsessed.
Settled on one. I'm walking around. Oh no! First we did. So that's what happened. We did all these like screen test camera shoots, photo shoots with this thing in it.
Yes.
So we hadn't actually shot. Amazon hasn't really even seen anything.
Oh my
My
god.
first day on set, it's like a big in Toronto, big stage. I'm in front of like 2,000 people, and I come out. I'm like introducing Aaron Moriarty's character, and everyone just starts laughing because it's so funny. The light, you can really see this.
Were you at all like anxious about it, or you thought it was hilarious?
I thought it was hilarious. I wasn't anxious about. I kind of thought though. I'm like, guys, we got to remove it sometimes, right? It can't be like in there forever. It looks ridiculous. It's so obvious.
It's so funny. It's
so funny. And so I'm like, and literally, they didn't. Amazon gave us no notes. They let us do whatever. The only first note was like, you got to take that thing out of Deep's pants. You got to take that thing out. So they actually spent so much money frame by frame editing out that scene just in that area for that scene in the pilot, the first episode. Everyone forgot that we did all these. So whoever thought in the PR thought it'd be funny to make a calendar out of it was genius. But
I'm obsessed.
But the calendar came out, and then people didn't know they had no idea what that was.
I mean, you're right. It was great PR because like everyone was talking about it. It was like, oh my god, look at this penis. Like, what is happening with this like big schlong? Like,
kind of looks real. I mean, it looks very real. You never think it would be like a fake
absolutely
boner calendar. I mean, you know, it was great.
So you're loving it. You're having a good time.
Loving it. Yeah, still loving it. So
What was that audition process like?
it was complete opposite of Gossip Girl. It was like Christmas time. They were like, we gotta cast the superheroes, and the superheroes are the bad guys. For no one's watched the show, it's like the satire because they said they had to make the suits anyway. I'm like, there's no way that they're not gonna like bring people back in the new year. Like it's dead zone is December. Like even like Thanksgiving through. Oh my god, do I really gotta go in for this audition? I loved the material. I'm like, this is amazing. Get there, it's complete opposite. I'm like very annoyed. I'm like last.
Right, you like don't think you're getting it.
There's a ton of actors in there. Well, it's just like it's like a lot of actors at audition, and they audition everyone, no matter who you were. But I went in there and felt really good about the audition. I felt that I had the creator laughing, and the scenes were funny. Kind of felt like I nailed it. And then they're like, "Oh, we want to test him or whatever." Like the day after, and I'm like, "Perfect, great." So we'll go back in for like round 3, 4, 5, like in the new year. And she's like, "No, they're just going to use that tape you just did." And I was like. Oh. Well, do I need to do it better? Like, can I make some changes? Right. And I got nervous because I'm like, they're like, no, they're just going to play it in front of all the Amazon Sony people. And I'm like, that's how it works these days? I'm like, I have been out of the game.
Right. Fuck.
But and that's what happened. It was like very quick. They kind of did the deal and they did it. It was between me and I think some other person. And then And then I had the job like before Christmas. I was like, wow, this is awesome. I don't have to go through like a month of like pulling my hair out.
Right, like it was one and done.
Yeah. Because then the longer you go, the more you want the job if you like it. You're like, I want this thing, and I'm like used to
completely
in my head of waking up like, what if I get this job? So yeah, it was a very quick like week-long process. And that was
it's fun to see you obviously like back on screen, and I feel like your character is like quite hilarious. Like it's so funny to see you in such a different light, obviously because of like the Gossip Girl OGs that like will follow you to whatever you do.
Right.
It's such a departure from that I kind of love that though. Because I think you needed to do that.
I needed to do that. Yeah.
Right?
I think I still need to do it even more, but I liked it. It was a complete shake up and a complete it's a kind of dark comedy, does some weird stuff in the first episode, but it's like very dark and they give us an opportunity to show some range. So it's like comedy and some weird like insecurity there, and like it's good to show the color. So
what are you doing this summer?
I'm not, I'm going to Tahoe with the family in like in July is around my birthday. I do like a 4th of July in Idaho with some friends up there at this place Gaza or whatever, and then Tahoe, and then got no Italy plans, got no Italy trip this year,
Me either. I think it's okay.
It's okay.
I think it's like a little,
it's okay.
We're over it.
It's a lot.
We're over it.
It's a lot.
We're no, you guys go do your thing. We'll be here. No, I think Italy is amazing. I think like the vibe is to not go in the summer.
I think so too. I think so too. It's like earlier, like late season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably not as expensive, but there's also not as many people there. Like,
right.
We're convincing ourselves why it's good that we're not in like Capri. We're like, it's fine. We're going to Tahoe. Okay. Okay. So you're going on some trips. Wait, I didn't realize your sister's married to Tony Romo.
She is. Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah. It's great. He's awesome. We grew up big Cowboys fans. So that was like a good.
Oh my God. Did your parents fucking love that?
Oh, they love it. Yeah. They love it. And so he's the one playing in the Tahoe golf tournament with some friends.
Fun.
And so it's this whole like it's like my dad, for him it's like better than Christmas. He loves that little Tahoe trip. So yeah. We go down there and hang out with the family.
I am so happy that you came on. I think you're such a great cool guy. I really had no idea what to expect, if I'm honest. Like I was like, is he going to be a little stiff? Like is he gonna, because I've never really seen you do that many interviews.
Right.
You don't do much.
I guess I don't. No, and not like in a cool, great format, conversational. You're the best. Yeah. No, this is great. I was really excited about this.
Did you have fun?
I had a
blast.
Chill. I wish they were all like this, Alex. So
thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you for
on.
coming on. This was so fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, Daddy Gang, I'm about to make you a little cocktail with 2 of my favorite ingredients, Patron 100% additive-free tequila. We're doing reposado, and then Unwell Hydration. They all make for incredible mixers, but today, we're using orange hibiscus. Let's go. So first we're gonna start with an orange. I am going to cut a slice and we are going to put it at the bottom of the drink so we can get even more of these natural flavors into le drink. Now, Alex, let's think to ourselves why you don't cook or you never really enter the kitchen. This isn't gonna work. Let me do that again. Let me cut a little bit of a smaller piece. One sec. Honestly, it feels right that I get to finally have my Kendall Jenner moment. I slice my entire hand off. Okay, so I'm gonna put this at the bottom of my cup. I'm just going to kind of push out the natural flavors, you guys, okay? Because if I'm making you a cocktail, I'm going in. I'm putting the grit in there. I'm gonna take the peel out, leave a little bit of the juice and the remnants. Let's have a taste. Yeah, it's delicious. One day I'll be a soccer mom bringing the orange slice. Boy, is it so good? Oh, here we go. This is a better slice. Okay, anyways, next, ice. I love a cold cocktail. Here's the thing, I was a bartender, but I never weirdly ended up hooking up with a bartender. I did hook up with the boss, but that's for another time. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 ounces of Patron Reposado. We're gonna pour this into our cup here. Gorgeous. And then we are going to add orange hibiscus. Matt and I have been drinking this drink
Kind of every time before we go out on like a weekend. Ladies, if you are getting ready and you're going on a first date and you need a good cocktail, this is the go-to. If you're coming home from a date and you're crying your eyes out, this is the cocktail for you. I'm gonna make it gorgeous, girls. Oh, would you just look at that? A cocktail, a stiffy. Oh my God, that looks so cute. This has been my go-to on date nights before I go out. We're making this up. I'm drinking it by the pool. It's about to be summer. Whether you're going on date nights or you're going out with your girls, this is the perfect cocktail. I personally love Reposado. Obviously, you can switch it up. Patron has Reposado, they have Añejo, they have Blanco, but I'm kind of a Reposado girl, so look how cute. And it's literally so easy. It's only 2 ingredients. You also don't need to go get a real orange. This does the trick, ladies. Here's the thing, whenever I come home from work, I'm constantly wanting just like a nice little nightcap. And I feel like drinking with unwell hydration, I wake up in the morning and I'm ready for my 8 a.m. meeting. Nothing can take me down. Gorgeous. So Daddy Gang, thank you so much for making this cocktail with Patron and me. Cheers. Matt's gonna go home and be like, thanks, babe. I'm actually so excited because Matt's about to be home and he's gonna be like, did you do this for me? I'm like, no, it's actually for the Daddy Gang, but like, yeah, we'll just pretend that I'm being like the sweetest wife, being like, babe, you're home. I made you a cocktail. I'll make him another one. Come on. The perfect way to enjoy Patron is responsibly. Copyright 2025, imported by the Patron Spirits Company, Coral Gables, Florida Tequila, 40% ABV.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Daddy Gang, welcome back to another episode of Call Her Daddy. Lauren and I are sitting, we kind of feel like we look like the parents from Willy Wonka. We are sitting on the couch, but we really wanted to like be comfortable and not have our feet fall asleep on the couch. And so we're in a little bit of a relaxed situation, but we're happy.
I could like doze off right here. Like I could take like a nap in this position.
I'm really cozy.
Same.
Okay, wait. Oh, so just for context, Lauren and I are on kind of like a girls' weekend in Los Angeles. Matt is taking his brother to go golf because my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law,
Yeah, your brother-in-law and sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law?
Yeah.
But does that make it sound like they're brother and sister?
No, they're both. He's your brother-in-law. She's your sister-in-law.
Okay. It is?
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law are having a baby. And so Matt is taking his brother to go golf and on a little golf trip before they like have a kid, whatever. And so Lauren's in town and we were like, oh my God, why don't we stay, relax, go have like a nice pool, spa weekend.
Girls' weekend.
And we're going to drink a little bit. We're going to chill and it's going to be a good time.
We're going to order these green margaritas that when it's the two of us, we like to order them for delivery and get a little weird together.
Well, they're just like those kind of sneaky margaritas that like you get really fucked up from them. And the last time, or the first time,
we didn't know how strong they were.
When I moved to Los Angeles with Lauren, we were staying at Matt's house and he was away on a business trip. And Lauren and I, he was like, you guys should order from this place. And we got these margaritas and they're so fucking good. They're these like cucumber green margaritas. So Lauren and I start downing them. And we're in the hot tub with floats, which was weird in itself. And we're in the hot tub and we're with our floaties and slowly
we're like blasting music.
Oh, and we found out how to do the strobe lights in the pool.
Yes.
And we were DJing. And then
we like passed out in the living room and like didn't turn the music off, didn't turn the pool strobe lights off. Matt's neighbor called him and gave him a noise complaint.
And so Matt looks at his security cameras and it looks like we actually threw a rager at his house.
And he's like calling you, like you guys aren't like really like official yet. He's like calling you and he's like I just have to say, like, this is so disrespectful. Like, I let you guys like use my house and my pool, like
throw a party. And we were like, well, you see, actually, there was no party. Well, it was a party, but
just two people.
It was just Lauren and I. And he's like, I'm having a hard time believing that, Alex. Like, look at my backyard. It looks like there was like a fucking brothel back there. And I was like,
and like the neighbor called and gave me a noise complaint. Like, I've never had that happen since I've lived here.
And I was like,
it's just the two of us. And so Lauren and I now always have a joke with Matt where we're like, we're hitting the green marks again. And he's like, Jesus fucking Christ, the two of you together. But to be fair, I feel like whenever it's just the two of us together and we're not like interacting with other people, we have a pretty like straight and narrow path that we always go on.
What's our straight and narrow path?
We love either alcohol or marijuana to like have a little fun together. Not in that way, but that sounds weird. But you know what I mean? Like we like our little like thing, but then we're like usually passing out pretty early, and like we're not
night people.
No,
we thrive in the daytime, and we love like a 10 p.m. bedtime.
And I feel like the older I'm getting, I'm like, I can have these like fun rager moments, which I feel like I've been having lately, but it has to be spread out. And a lot of times, like I'm going to go to bed at least by midnight.
I'm not the type of person just to like stay up for the hell of it.
No.
Like if there's something worthwhile staying up for, like Miami, we had late nights.
And it was so fun.
Yeah.
Like after we would be at the party or we would go to the strip club. We need to talk about the strip club. I just thought about that as I'm staring at your face. We would go out, but then we would always come back to me and Matt's room and we would all sit there and like have a nightcap and talk and schmooze and do the thing. That was enjoyable to me. But if it's me and Matt or it's just me and you, and there's
like,
no part.
I don't need to ruin my tomorrow.
No.
Like we're going to hit the hay.
We can still drink a bottle of wine and go to bed and wake up the next day.
Yep.
Speaking of this Miami strip club.
Yes.
Can we tell the Daddy Gang?
Yes.
Yes.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Uber Eats. Okay, Daddy Gang, we all know Uber Eats has the best selection of local restaurants, but did you know they also eat when it comes to a whole range of delivery services? Now, that might be a lot to take in, so let's break it down, okay? Uber Eats isn't just for locked-in salad bowl lunches or pre-gaming with Ty. When you can't make it to the store, you can just get about anything you need delivered straight to your door with Uber Eats. Right now, you could be checking off your whole shopping list, okay? Of course, I'm locked in on Uber Eats when it comes to getting my lunchtime sandwiches or a good delicious meal after work. But say I need a little cocktail at the end of the day. Uber Eats is my go-to spot to get all of the ingredients I need sent to my door. I also use Uber Eats for pretty much everything: paper towels, groceries, snacks. I even order a pair of flip-flops to the nail salon, okay? They've got my back no matter where I am. When you can't make it to the store, Uber Eats brings you the store, essentially, okay? There is nothing better than putting on a good show, getting cozy on the couch, and having the perfect meal delivered right to me, along with 5 other things that I forgot to pick up that day. Uber Eats makes it easy to have it all. Get grocery, alcohol, and everyday essentials in addition to the restaurant food you love. So in other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
So we throw our Unwell Miami weekend, and it was truly so fun. And Lauren comes, and we end up after a night at the Unwell Club. We do a late night, and we go to 11 in Miami, which is a club/strip club. Mm-hmm. So we get to the club, and we get a table. We're all standing there, and I remember I'm like talking to Matt and he's whispering my ear, and then all of a sudden I look and Lauren is standing with this tall man and at our table, and I know who this man is because he's a reality star and he's been to a couple of our events before. But I know my best friend barely has social media and doesn't watch reality TV, and she has no idea who this person is.
No idea.
You just think he's like a hot guy.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, I ask Lauren, like, wait, what? No, we get in the van to leave because we end up leaving because we were like, it was too crowded and like none of the strippers could even come to our table, which was like, I was ready for like a lap dance.
To
and
throw
like,
some bands.
Yes, I brought fucking a bunch of cash. I was like ready to fucking pay the strippers. And then they never ended up being able to get to our table. So we were like, this isn't even as much as fun. We leave. We get into the van and tell the Daddy Gang what happened with your night.
So I had, before we ended up at 11, I had maybe shared 5 words with this guy.
Okay.
Like quite literally 5 words. And when we're standing at the table, it's like really crowded. So like we're just like touching because it's so crowded. And at this point, we've maybe hit a higher word count of like, we've shared a few sentences.
Okay.
Like, not much has been happening.
Yeah.
And maybe sentence number 5 is he looks at me and holds out all of his money and goes, do you want to go to the back room right now and get a private lap dance, the two of us? And like, it's like 2:30 in the morning. And like, I'm like kind of drunk, but I'm not like hammered. And so
you don't even have, I think at that point, because we had left the club and hung out for a minute before we went to 11.
And then it was kind of a mission to get into 11.
Yeah.
So like I kind of like sobered up a little bit in the process of like getting into 11.
Yeah. So like none of us had a buzz.
No.
We were sober at 11.
Yes.
Which was fine.
Fine.
But to get a sober lap dance with a man that you've barely
And like
never
I've
met.
been around the block
Yes.
a few times. No, well I've been to this was like my 3rd time at like 11. So
Okay.
like I know what goes down in the private rooms in the back.
Yes.
It would not just be us getting a lap dance. It would be us having a threesome with a stripper. And I was like, you know, at this current intoxication level, I don't really have it in me to go from just like not having a vibe to having a threesome with a stripper.
But you were just like, I'm literally like fresh sober, basically.
I'm like sober and like there's not like
A sexual tension yet.
here. Yeah. Like we've had like we're like we're cracking the small talk.
Yeah, we're trying to like gauge
like
if,
what's your name? What's your occupation? Who are you?
Exactly. I remember in real time when this was happening, I turn and I clearly hit you right in that middle of that conversation because all I remember hearing you say is, let me have one more drink and think about it. That was literally your response. And I'm looking at you and I'm looking up at him being like, what did he just ask her for Lauren to be like, let me have one more drink and think about it? Because you're a down ass bitch. So I was like, what is Lauren postponing in order to like liquor herself up? And then I find out that he basically asked you to go into the private room. And then we left and he stayed. But for now, Lauren's still on the hunt.
I'm just out there living my life.
But I feel like you're in a really good headspace of like, you are really, really in a good way single now. Because like, how long has it been since your breakup?
Like 5 months now.
Okay.
Wow. Something I was saying that I was really proud of myself. I was telling you this morning. I went no contact after my breakup, which is like anyone I meet who's going through a breakup and they're like, what's your best piece of advice? Truly, like, go no contact. Like, you have to, like, I have no better advice than go no contact. And like, you have to stick by it. I have not talked to my ex once in any capacity since October, since we broke up.
And it was like, I remember I had said to you, I was nervous for you because you guys obviously lived together. So once the breakup happened, you had to like figure out like all the logistics.
There was like a lot of logistics to sort out.
But then once that happened and the last day that you guys saw each other of like, you got to take things from the apartment and all
we, like,
that
said,
stuff.
like a final, like very nice, like
goodbye. I was so proud of you because I was so scared of that. Like you guys also shared each other's locations and stuff. And I was like, is she gonna? And then I remember I talked to you like a week after and you were like, unshared location, haven't talked, it's over. And the fact that it's gone no contact for 5 months, I feel like it's really allowed you to focus on yourself and not feel like you're lightly getting pulled back into it, even if you had any questions that you've been kind of like going through in reflecting on the relationship. I feel like you've been just taking full accountability of like, I don't need to ask him. I'm going to do the work in therapy about like, why did I put up with this? Or why did I do this? Or why did I act this way? Like whatever it is, you're finding the answers within yourself. And I think a lot of times, Daddy Gang, we can use questions we have and think, well, it's just closure. I just want to have one more conversation because I want to kind of like figure out why we both did this. And it's like, that's just prolonging you being able to move on.
I agree.
Right? So talk to me now though about like 5 months out of a breakup. What have you realized about yourself? Because I don't think the Daddy Gang knows how close,
how like serious it was, my relationship.
Because I think in a beautiful way, I found my boundary of like privacy that I feel like I needed to instill in with this show and with the internet, and I'm so happy I did that. And I feel like you with Call Her Daddy in a completely understandable way. Like, he was a private person, and you and I aren't that private of people. Like, we don't really care. So, but the people we are with and you were with wanted privacy. And so, like, you were respecting that. So you didn't really talk about your relationship a lot. So I think a lot of people online, I even saw still to this day, are like, wait, Lauren broke up with the boyfriend, and like, so she's single, and like, what's happening? Like, do you mind explaining how close you were to like this being the person you were about to spend the rest of your life with?
Yeah, it was really serious. We dated for almost 3 years. For the last 6 months of our relationship, we were living together, and it got to the point where he had a full plan to propose. He talked to my mom and her fiance, like, and had like a dinner with them and told them he was going to propose.
He talked to me and Matt. He talked to Kristen. Kristen's our other best friend from childhood. Like, at our me and Matt's wedding, he went to Kristen and was like, oh my gosh, I obviously like I don't want to bring it up to Alex and Matt right now because they're literally getting married, but I want to propose to Lauren during the like holiday New Year time, and can you just like make sure you put us all on chat, because I want to make sure that they can be there, because he wanted us to like surprise you like how you guys did for me.
Him and I came to your engagement.
So it was like very concrete.
Oh, like
things.
There was a date. You knew a date where
Yes.
he was gonna, like, you knew the date he was gonna propose,
And you guys had talked about the ring, right?
we were gonna like do something with like a family like diamond, and you knew like where it was gonna be. Like,
Yes.
it was planned.
Yes, that was happening. And I think as your friend, I remember when I heard that, I was so
Torn.
Yeah, that's a good word. Because I was like, fuck, that could one day make sense. But from the stuff that I had heard from you, I wasn't sure you guys were like ready for that, but I'm not in your relationship, obviously. So I was like, I need to just like catch up with Lauren. And obviously I didn't want to tell you, he's gonna propose to you.
Can I say?
Yes.
So like, you ended up
Yeah, I had to.
We had one of those dinners where you were just like, I can tell that like you're holding a lot in right now. Like, can you like just let it all out?
Zero judgment.
Zero judgment. You can tell me everything, and if you want to stay, you can still stay.
Yes.
But like, I can feel you're not telling me everything, and you're just holding a lot in. Like, let it out. So we had one of those 3-hour dinners where I was just like,
Word
vomiting
everything.
everything. And then after I told you that, you were like, I am really feeling conflicted right now, because like, if it does work out, like, I obviously don't want to like ruin your engagement, but like, I don't know if you know how close it is to actually happening. And I want you to be able to have the tools to feel in control of your life and not have it to sneak up on you. And you feel like you're kind of backed into a corner and saying yes because you're like, shit, like how, like what, we're here. Oh, okay, let's go through it. So like you ended up telling me he's going to propose on this day to kind of be like, you kind of do have a window of like,
Yeah.
you got to figure some things out.
Because I was like, Lauren, that was like one of the harder things I think I was going back and forth with. And I think, again, in the best way, I feel like our relationship is so beautiful, because I feel like we both talk about, we have so many friends that you communicate with friends differently, but you and I have always had this thing where it's like, we're so honest with each other, and I think we both have found our way to be, even when it's hard what we're going to talk about, we are so like graceful in the way that we approach things with each other and respectful.
Very, very, very much have, I feel like, a policy of like, it is your life, and I
Yes.
don't know your life, and
Yes.
like, it's your life.
Yes.
And
but
like,
it's also, as your best friend,
yeah.
I have to share this about the things I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And then once that's out, I'm here to game plan everything that you need.
Like, I'll support you.
Yes, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that was like a thing that I would give Daddy Gang, is like, I forgot that. I remember multiple times in that conversation, because I had literally talked about it with my therapist, and she had said like, you have to continue to reassure Lauren.
I'm
like,
so happy you told me.
okay, that makes me feel good. No, but and you were great in the moment, and I think I stand by it too. But again, Daddy Gang, if you are in this position where you're seeing your friend not in the best relationship and you're like, how do I do it? You have to come from the place of like, you have to remind them that you're not judging them, that you will be there no matter what, and you're there to listen. But you also have like some information that you want to give them, but you're not putting it on them to like now deal with alone. And I feel like when I told you it was going to happen over New Year's, you were like, whoa, okay. And
for context, like this past New Year's.
Yes, this past New Year's, Lauren was going to get engaged. And I think you were so, like, whoa, this is another big red flag of like, how does he think that can even happen when all of these problems are happening? And I think that was kind of when it all started to unravel a little bit more for you, because you really were just seeing like,
It was kind of like a date that was like being put on, like, oh, I have to like figure this out. Like it put like this like rush and urgency to like figure my shit out. Like it's like before I was like, I'll
keep working on it.
Keep figuring it out. I was like, oh shit, like I have to like figure this out now.
And so once you guys ended the relationship, what do you feel like you, in now being single, like what do you feel like you've now realized like you really want and need in a partner moving forward?
In our hectic, fast-paced lives, we could use some slowing down. Haagen-Dazs is made to be savored and enjoyed slowly. Introducing new Haagen-Dazs Belgian waffle cones, a completely new experience that's worth slowing down for. Daddy Gang, you've never had cones like this before, okay? They'll take crunch to a whole new level. Each crispy waffle cone is filled with the velvety smooth ice cream that Haagen-Dazs is known and loved for. Then it's finished with delicious toppings and a decadent bite of sauce waiting for you at the bottom of the cone, okay? Haagen-Dazs Belgian waffle cones come in 4 delicious flavors: vanilla salted caramel, summer berry, triple chocolate fudge, and toasted almond fudge. Boom. Sign me up. You guys know that I have the most hectic days at the office. So when I get home, I love to grab a little treat, toss my phone away, and take a minute to myself. These cones are a must-have in my freezer. I'm obsessed with the summer berry flavor. It's fruity and it's sweet. And seriously, it always hits the spot. It's the perfect way to end a long, stressful day. Ice cream just always hits the spot for me, and these Haagen-Dazs cones are truly the perfect treat. Savor your moment of slow with new Haagen-Dazs Belgian waffle cones, available at retailers nationwide.
In now being single, like what do you feel like you've now realized like you really want and need in a partner moving forward?
I want to feel like they got me, and that like I can have like a bad day or go through something difficult, and like they'll pick me up and like kind of like help me get through it and like carry me through it. But like when I was talking to my therapist about it, she was like, oh, like do you feel like that's something lacking in your life right now? Like do you feel like unsupported and unable to like get yourself through hard moments? And I was like, literally the opposite. Like I feel like I have very deep, fulfilling friendships I can lean on if I need to. I end my days and I feel strong and confident and like secure in what I need to work through and get through, and like that I can handle it, and I'm not like overwhelmed, and like I'm not lonely, which I think I'm really happy that something that I want isn't like a need I'm trying to fill. Like it's not like a deficit in my life that like I'm trying to like find a person to fulfill. It's just like I just like want like partnership.
You said that to me the other day when we were in the car, and I thought it was so profound, and I want to keep talking about this a little bit for the daddying, because you were like, every time my therapist was challenging me like, oh, are you wanting that because of X? Like I feel like you've gotten so good being alone, and I feel like you've always been a relationship girl, so I'm so proud of you right now. Like I've never really seen you just like single Lauren like for this long in a strong way, where you're like ooh, I'm a little like, ooh, I wonder what she's gonna do. You're like, you've never been, I feel like, happier, and you don't have a partner.
I was joking. I was like, I've never been happier and I've never been hotter.
No, literally. No, it's so true. You've never been happier. You've never been hotter. You just turned 30. You're thriving. And I feel like something that it's obvious is like for the daddy gang, like we have both been at points in our life where we're both single and we aren't that good at being alone.
Yeah.
And so we're like chasing after something. Like, tell me if you're okay with me saying this, but I think something that you had talked to me about that was like, I think very relatable was like, this was the first relationship that you were like, I actually felt like I was like, this person like genuinely loved me and like I was genuinely in love. So it's hard to walk away from that.
That was like, I had a relationship before, but it was like a college relationship that became post-college, and like, that was the first time I was deeply in love. Like I was in love with this person.
Yes. And I remember it was so sad because I remember you saying to me, Lauren, you were like, I feel like I've just like lost so many people in my life that like I love. So like, I don't want to, my innate feeling is to hold on to this person because how am I going to just like.
Oh, I was so like, this is it. Like, I had never been in love before, and I had never felt that, and I was like, oh, like this is it, like this is the feeling that like you fight for, and like you go to like the end of like the earth for, and like I know that's not the case.
Well, now you know, once you really have that like first like adult relationship of love. I'm not talking about like we've all been in love hopefully before, but when you were talking about like love of like, oh, I could see a future with this person. Then you really start to realize, which I think I'm so happy. I feel like we were able to have a lot of conversations with like me, you, and Matt, because I've learned so much being in my first year of marriage that I felt like you started to kind of like ask Matt and I questions throughout this.
Matt has a lot of good experiences and advice.
He does. And I feel like his advice a lot was like, there's so much more to a marriage than love. Yeah. Like if anything, that's like the easiest part of it.
Yes. I was talking about that in therapy too, of like, I think I like thought that like love was so hard to like come by and it was so rare. But like what is more rare is having that love and then like the compatibility aspect of like, just like what you want and need out of life is also going to match up, because like, that's the hard part.
Morals, values, compatibility, what you want as a family, what like literally
career-wise, like how
career, money, socioeconomic, where you're gonna live, how you interact with your in-laws, what you want to, how you want to raise your kids, like where you want them to go to school. All of that is like shit that I think people don't talk about it maybe enough, where it's like, you have to have these fucking conversations, I genuinely believe, before you get married and before you get engaged. And I think a lot of times it's like people are feeling in love and then they're excited and they're moving in. And then you think once you get married, then like you like start to do all this. It's like, no, daddy gang, you need to figure it out before, because I think, again, you watched it with yourself. Is like you were in love, that was down. But then I think you have a lot of friends around you who are going through like whether they just got married or their first year of marriage or their second year of marriage. And so you're watching all of us kind of like do this dance.
My like all of my like I have like say like my like 5 closest girlfriends, like now they are all married and engaged.
Yep. And do you, to anyone that is the single friend in a dynamic like that, like can you talk about how you don't feel pressured by people just by seeing your friends at one stage of their life? Like how are you maintaining just like confidence to not feel like, oh well, I'm the only one so I have to hurry up and do it? Like how are you feeling like you're managing that? Because you could, I don't know if I'm saying that right, like I feel like you're doing such a good job of just being like, and I'm so happy for all of you and I'm happy for myself and I'm good on my like what I'm doing.
The easy answer, and then like I'll give like the deeper answer. Like I do, like I have a few like newer friendships that like I've been investing more time into because they are single. Yeah. And I do think it's important to like, it's just helpful to like have people who are like, oh, like everyone's going on a date night tonight, like let's do this, or like everyone's kind of tired, but like I don't want to sit at home alone like all weekend, like let's at least like go out and like get a drink and like be social for like a minute. So like I think it is like really helpful to like
have single
friends when you're single. And then something else we were talking about recently, kind of related to like how am I not feeling pressure and comparison and like left behind when all of my friends are very much in like a different life stage than me. Like being single like is the minority like of my close friends right now, because like I truly feel like very zen at this current moment and not pressured and not rushed. But when I first got out of my relationship, like this is kind of like this zenness is kind of like really within like the past like month and a half ish.
That's nice to hear, because I'm sure girls are like going out of a breakup being like, bitch, I'm on my 4th month and I'm still struggling.
Yeah, it's like a very new, like this level of like calmness is like kind of new. When I first got out of the relationship, I knew for a fact like I absolutely need to be single. I need to like reflect on stuff. I need to not rush into anything. Like I need to have me time. Like I knew that, but I didn't feel that.
Right.
I was like, I would be like, I need to be single, but like in the back of my mind, I'd be like, oh fuck, like the clock's kind of ticking. Like, am I dragging my feet? I was doing like the numbers game where I was like, oh, so I'm 30 now. If I like take a year to be single, I'll start dating someone maybe at 31. I don't want to rush into an engagement, so like maybe I'll get engaged at 33, married at 34. Am I going to immediately have a kid then a year into marriage at 35? And then like I was like, oh my God, like I'm having a kid at 35.
Right.
And like so I started playing that game, and like that was like kind of like suffocating and like consuming. I was so close to like locking in like this timeline that like I was seeing. Like we were just saying, I was like about to get engaged, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to get engaged at 30. I'm gonna like, and I had that kind of like
it was all laid out in your head.
And it was kind of like clicking into like step, and it was like, although there were things that weren't right and that I wasn't sure about and that were causing me stress, kind of seeing my life kind of start to like unfold and like where it was going in front of me was comforting, and like the sense of security and safety. So like it took a moment to like shed that.
Right, because I feel like that's something we should talk about too, of like, I've done it before, a previous relationship prior to Matt, like daddy gang, we've all been there, or you're currently in it, where you see the path, you see the future, and it is so comforting knowing you can see like what your timeline is.
I was at the point where I was like, oh, I can look 5 years ahead and I can see where my life is going.
And sometimes having the guy, it makes you feel like, even though I have these reservations, I'm okay with looking past it, because I can't give all this up. I can't give this timeline up. Like I'm right here. I'm like, right. I'm like, so like, close.
I was like, oh, I'm on like the last lap. Like I'm so close to the finish line. Like you don't throw in the towel like right before you're about to cross the finish line.
And I remember I said to Lauren when she was like, I feel like I was like right about to hit the finish line. I was like, babe, you are literally putting on your fucking outfit and your gear. You're not even in the race yet. Like, I know that sounds cheesy, but it's so true. It's like, if you feel like you're just about to get there, you're about to get the engagement, it's like, no. You haven't even started the fucking marathon yet. You are literally just putting on the clothes to see if they fucking fit. Does the uniform look good? Does it fit? How does it feel? Okay. Then when you start marriage, that's when the fucking race begins. And I feel like, or again, even if it's not marriage for certain people, whether it's you want to have a kid or whether you decide to be life partners. But for you, I feel like that's such a relatable feeling to women listening, of you don't want to disrupt what you feel like you've spent so much time building, and you're willing to potentially look past these problems because holistically it's really starting to shape out. And the problem is what I've always said on this show, you guys, that my mom had always told me from a young age, was like, anything that bothers you in your relationship will get 10 times worse when you're married.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Shopify. What if your work was more than just a paycheck? As an entrepreneur, you can turn your passion into profits and do something you truly love every single day. All the tools you need are at your fingertips with Shopify, making it so easy for you to focus on the big picture and fuel your passions. Daddy Gang, there are so many ways that you can turn a passion into something bigger. And with Shopify, you can easily sell on social media, manage your operations, and even collaborate with other brands. Shopify is your all-in-one hub for managing and growing your businesses, whether you're selling online or in person. Being an entrepreneur has been rewarding for so many reasons. The main one that I genuinely love what I do. I love being able to bring my passions into my business. For example, working with the National Women's Soccer League. Soccer was such a huge part of my life for so long, and partnering Unwell with the NWSL was truly a dream come true for me as a businesswoman. If there is something that you love to do, but you don't know where to start in terms of making it a business, check out Shopify. They can help make your dream a reality. Life is too short to do something you don't love. Daddies, start today on shopify.com/daddy and make it happen. That's shopify.com/daddy.
Anything that bothers you in your relationship will get 10 times worse when you're married. And that is disorienting and hard to hear, because I think you and I had a lot of conversations of like, your ex is a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. It's just compatibility wise. We started to talk about things where it was like,
it wasn't the right person for me.
And we would be like, no, Lauren, like, you're saying this and this is how it's making you feel. But like,
which I think was like another hard layer. Like nothing was like glaring. Like there was no moment of like, oh shit, like that was so bad, you have to end it.
It was just like these micro things that you kept, you know what it was a lot of too, which is people listening, you may have this where you're just like, am I okay with this?
Yeah.
Am I okay with compromising? And when is it not compromising and it's like actually kind of giving up
something that's important to me or something I did think I want in life, but like, is that superficial to want that?
I think when you really got to the point of knowing is when you were laying it out and speaking to your friends a bunch, and it was like you were literally starting to compromise on every single thing in your life and everything, and it wasn't even compromise. It was just like,
this isn't the life I saw for myself.
Yeah. You would say it, but it was like a story you were telling yourself. And then when you, and this is where Daddy Gang, like finding friends to make sure that who won't judge you but can talk with it, because I've been in the scenario too where I would go to Lauren when I was going through a breakup being like, I'm so devastated, but you kept me on track to be like, but that's not what you want. I feel like when you went through this, we did the same thing where it was like, this is hard that you're giving all of this up, but how about you reframe it and think, can you imagine if you went through with it just because it felt like you were so close to the finish line, then you marry this guy and you have kids, and every problem that you have.
I was gonna like look up and be like, how is this my life?
Right, like I didn't want any of this.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the way that we're doing this and this and this and this, but I wanted to just get the ring and get the marriage. And I think that's a really, really understandably relatable thing that women can feel. Like I remember dating a guy that was so like financially stable at a time where I really wasn't. And it became, and I think also like growing up and not being like having my parents have like all this money, even though being around friends that had it, I definitely like wanted that. Like, and so it was attractive to me to have like financial security. And so I was completely avoiding a lot of things that upset me or made me feel not good about myself because of this main thing that I thought it's okay. I can look past these things because I feel safe with him. But it's like, but why do you feel safe with him? You don't feel like he's actually being like faithful to you. It's because of the financial stability. And while that is a huge thing when you think about certain aspects, that doesn't mean fucking shit if you don't have an actual good relationship. Money is fucking great, but it's not fucking great if you're getting cheated on or you're getting fucking emotionally abused or whatever it be. So I think a huge lesson for the Daddy Gang that we can take from what you're talking about is like, you felt in your gut, compatibility wise, you were off in moments, but you kept going forward because you really also didn't want to give up the good parts.
Yeah. That there was love there. That it was all kind of falling into place and like making sense. And like I remember saying like in one of my like therapies I was having before like ending the relationship, I was like, I feel like I'm about to blow up my life. And she was like, you are. But like that's one portion of your life. Like you still have all of your friendships, you still have your career, you're still going to be you.
That's what's I think so crazy. I remember that because we talked about that after that session you had. It was like, yeah, I guess you could say you're blowing up your life. Not really. You're just ending something that was going to bring you in one direction, but it's a portion and everything else is going to stay the same. I remember saying that to you. Remember, I was like,
Yeah.
You're going to go to work on Monday. Then you're going to go to drinks with your friends that night. Like everything is kind
Yeah.
of the same, but then a huge chunk will be missing. And
Yeah.
so it's really, really terrifying as women because we don't have the flexibility like men do to just keep it fucking moving. Oh, that one didn't work out. I can go over here. Like they have a different level of privilege. And while that is true, I really, truly believe that like staying in something just to appease one other aspect of your life that you're looking for is really going to come and bite you in the ass. So I also think being easier on yourselves if things aren't working, daddy gang, recognizing that sometimes neither of you are bad people.
Yeah.
It's just, it quite literally is like your traumas and your strong suits and your issues and your things that you bring to the table that are good and bad. Sometimes they just don't fucking work with someone. And instead of trying so hard to force it, while yes, a relationship is work, at some point you have to look at yourself. And I genuinely believe for you, Lauren, like, I'm so happy that you lived with him. I'm so happy that you went all the way to the point of seeing yourself in a dress with a ring, all of it. Because now we talk about this a lot of like, I can't wait to see the person that you meet next because you are a better person because of that past relationship.
Oh, and
like
like
thank
there's
God
things,
you met him.
And like there's things that my therapist used to say, every person you date gets you one step closer to the person you're supposed to marry. And like there's things that I would have no idea that I did not like and that I definitely need.
Yeah.
And that like trigger me. And
Yeah.
I feel like I just like know myself a lot more now.
And so technically though, think about this, daddy gang, if we're doing the fucking math, although maybe you would be engaged right now and planning a wedding, we have talked about like now knowing how much there was breaking down, there's a chance either one, you would have been in a really pretty unfulfilling, unhappy marriage, which could have ended in divorce. Now you're still so much closer though to just pure happiness of finding your person. And I think that should hold a lot of hope in a lot of people's minds if you're about to end something or this episode is helping you think about reevaluating, do you want to take that next step? Well, yes, the next step seems super straightforward and easy. If you're not 100% in knowing that's the right next step, you're then going to have to take a lot of back steps once you go forward because it's going to be like, well, fuck, this isn't working. Don't force something that's not there. Everyone's timelines, while yes, it can be straightforward, a lot of times with timelines, they're just going to like fuck you into making like more rushed decisions where it's like, if you didn't have this in your head and if we didn't have a time clock, like, would you make that decision?
I think that has been like the timeline and the time clock and the biological clock and children has been, and like really sitting and thinking like about that aspect has been one of the things, the most freeing aspects for me of like, I truly feel like I've never felt more zen or peaceful in my entire life and calm and like not rushed and like awake and confident and like sure. And I think it's because I've been having really honest conversations with myself about what was really fueling that like urgency and that rush and that countdown. And it's children and motherhood. And if you would have asked me 6 months ago, a year ago, my whole life, I would have been like, no doubt I'm having children. Like, no question I'm having children. And I don't feel that way anymore. And it's a little surprising, but not sad. If anything, almost freeing. Because I think I was really just operating from that place of it's just what you do. Like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna have children.
Right, like duh, like I have to. Like,
but like when I like really think about it, I'm like loving this time period of like feeling like I am the main focus in my life, like truly just me, and like what do I want and what makes me happy, and like everything is revolving like around
you,
me, and like I get to be selfish. And like my entire life, like I from like 7th grade was like put in positions that were like pretty crazy of like taking care of my family emotionally, financially, until like not too long ago. And like I'm like, it's my time.
Yes.
And it's like my turn.
Yes.
And like if a child fits into that at some point, like that's great and beautiful. And like I know I'd be a great mother. I might have a kid at 40.
Yes.
I might not have a kid.
And
it's like, it was like pretty like wild to say that out loud. Cause like, I just wouldn't have
thought it.
And
yet here you are. And I feel like, again, had you gone down that path with that ex-boyfriend, you wouldn't have probably even had a chance to recognize that because of just this timeline.
That's what you and Matt were talking about. When you're in something that you're unsure, or maybe it was you and Matt, you chase the next milestone because like puts like
it gives you something to look forward to
and focus on,
to distract from the problems in the relationships. Like, but we're gonna get engaged, and then everything's gonna get better,
and then we're gonna get married,
and let's focus on the wedding. And then all the wedding,
and
everything's
then
good.
Let's start planning for the kid.
And then once you got the kid, we're like, oh, we're gonna, and then it's all these distractions and these milestones, and everything's good for a little bit, and then once you hit that, there's a come down, and then you're like, well, what the fuck is next? And you've seen those relationships with people. I think it's so beautiful when you said this to me the other day, and I was like emotional for you, because I feel like we have so many things that we're just taught from a young age as women, and no one really tells us, but by the way, you can do it completely different. You don't have to do that. We don't have to do what our moms did. And I feel like this is such a beautiful place in your life that you're in. Like, you're really, really in control right now and in tune with what you want. And thank God you listened to yourself when you were in something that would have been easy to move forward with, but difficult in the long run. It's like the short-term reward. Really, you have to think about the long term. And now the fact that you're able to realize all these things about yourself, I'm just so happy for you. And I really hope people listening can find their version of what you and I are both going through right now. Because I think we're both at a period where we're really having to look at ourselves. And as women, we don't feel comfortable.
Kind of like silencing like the noise.
Yeah.
Like, in this moment, like what do I want?
And if you don't know, that's your first step, that you need to spend some more alone time with yourself. If you're in a relationship, that still means you should be spending alone time and checking in with yourself. But you guys, Lauren and I this summer
are aligned.
I'm doing a huge fucking victory lap and enjoying my fucking time being a newlywed, and Lauren is fucking single and she's going to have a good summer. And so
I'm just celebrating myself.
Yes. And so the two of us, I feel like it's this beautiful, gonna be a great fucking summer of us just like going.
We have a lot of fun plans.
You guys, we have so many fun plans that I don't want to fully tell you about, because it will be fun to roll. Like for you guys,
roll out our social
calendar for you guys. But also more importantly, I think Lauren and I will need to come back on this couch soon, because there's a couple of things that maybe you'll find out soon. That
couple announcements coming.
Yeah, that you and I haven't really ever talked about, that I think will definitely
catch people by surprise.
Yeah, I think the daddy gang is going to be like shocked, but also like,
it all makes sense now.
Yeah. So that's all good things are coming this summer. But thank you for sharing all of this, and because I do really think like so much of what you are going through right now and always is like so relatable, and I feel like a lot of people really appreciate whenever you come and sit down. So thank you, Lauren. This was a fucking wholesome ass episode.
Yeah.
Daddy Gang, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you fuckers next Wednesday. Goodbye.